Warning, the following audio can and probably will contain mature language and or content that may not be suitable for younger audience. Viewer and listener discretion is advised. Also, we can and will spoil whatever we want, whenever we want. You have been warned. That said, please enjoy our podcast and thank you for listening.
Recording.
Alright, well, I guess we don't have the Faish thing anymore, but I'm sure we'll have many more moments of that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
let's...
on the bright side, we can all say sync now.
Yes!
Okay, let's do it.
Alright.
On the count of 3 and then go.
Right.
3, 2, 1,
Go.
go. I was about to say sync.
I was going to say sync and I got thrown off because you said go and my over.
Okay, on the count of 3.
Oh,
No go, just on the count of 3.
so we
then
say
sync.
3 at the same time, or what?
No, when he
1,
says...
2, 3, then sync.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Sync.
That was kind of out of sync, but works.
We should
Well-
someday just go back and decide to go "Ugh," when we synchronize.
On the count of... God damn it.
Oh.
All right. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome back to the... I don't know why I'm saying hello, everyone.
Well,
Because it's one person.
Hello, listeners.
Actually, I think
listeners.
I'm
Faish.
Faish.
God damn it.
Oh.
Well, hello, listeners. Welcome to the TAC Cast. Today, I will be introducing us. I am Neko from Angry Neko. The title of my channel is yet to be decided. I know we said it in the last episode, but it has yet to be decided. I'm debating between 9 Lives Media.
Oh, cool. Yeah, because
Like-
I'm basically what we're going by on here is just the names that we go by on our channels. The show or whatever we don't have to name.
Yeah. I think my channel name is going to be 9 Lives Media. I'm not too sure, though.
I actually really like that.
Yeah, it
I
has
like
a nice ring.
9 Lives Media. But I don't want to call it 9 Lives Media because my reviews will be on a scale of 9 lives.
Wait, what? How would that be a problem then?
I don't know. It just sounds off. I don't know. It bothers me for some reason. Don't question me.
You'll figure it out. Anyway, I suppose I should introduce myself, because you just did it. Well, you just introduced yourself. All right. Hey, guys, I'm Shadow from Raving About Nonsense. I do reviews, and actually, I really do pretty much any type of video that involves talking.
You do whatever the fuck you want.
Exactly. It's my channel, it's my show, it's what I do.
Yep. Ben?
Am I introducing myself? We're doing this again.
Yes, we are.
Second take of
Okay.
this recording, by the way.
Yeah, Shadow's
My
audio
audio screwed up for a moment, so I had to go correct it. And then it couldn't be corrected.
I'm not blaming you. I'm blaming your computer.
I'm blaming my computer too, because the software works perfectly fine. It's just I think my computer... I haven't shut this thing off in like 2 weeks.
Well, your computer's also kind of old.
Eh.
I said kinda. It's not a bad thing, but it's not necessarily a good thing either.
Yeah, the weird thing is, it never screws up like that when I'm recording my reviews.
Okay, we're interrupting Ben.
I'm
He
Ben.
didn't even start.
I'm Ben.
He didn't even start when you said we were interrupting him, though.
We should all just say, instead of sinking, we should all just say, I'm Ben.
I still like.
All right.
All right, ready? 3, 2, 1.
I'm Ben.
I
like
love
I'm
how
Ben
you
better.
said I'm Ben.
Just introducing myself. I am Ven, also known as Wentus, from Wentus Reviews.
Or
Or
your channel.
Thor. Sorry, that's a weird reference. Either way,
Thor.
Um,
I didn't, dude. We have a freaking superhero in our podcast right now, bro.
What?
He said Thor.
I said 4.
I heard Thor.
I said 4. As in the number that.
Another.
A number.
I said another, but that works too.
I know. I just took what you said and made it another thing.
Oh, okay. All right. So, getting on topic. So, we wanted to get this out on March 1st, but due to unforeseen circumstances, that couldn't happen. And the reason we wanted it out on March 1st was because of the topic of today's video is going to be RWBY. There will be no subtopic today. And the reason we're discussing RWBY is because of Monty Oum's death. We figured it would be a good thing if we decided to discuss, what's personally my favorite show, what's Shadow considers a great show, and what's new for Ven.
Mm-hmm.
Because we had him watch the entire series before making this podcast.
Yeah.
He had homework.
Yeah.
He completed it.
Yeah, we gave him anime homework, and he certainly did it. I feel kind of bad because we told you had to watch all of them for the next day, and then we couldn't record. I feel really bad about that.
Because I had no internet. Like I said, unforeseen for...
Yeah. Faish.
Right. So like I said, today's topic is RWBY.
Yeah, and I'm just going to actually throw this out there just for a bit of a precaution. Even though we said that we will have no subtopic, if we create one midway through this, we'll loop back around. But if we create another one, that's just what happens.
And it's probably going to be happening, knowing us.
We will again, as we said, we will loop it back around. We know what we're talking about in this. We just will go off on tangents and then come back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is talking about crap.
Oh, God damn it. Cat!
No, TAC.
Nyan.
Neko, what are you doing in his room?
I don't know. One moment I was sitting in front of my desk, and next moment I'm in Ven's room being chased around. The hell's going on?
I said cat, not Neko.
I said
Neko
TAC.
is cat, you son of a bitch.
It's funny
I'm aware.
It's funny, you're just sitting there like, cat. I'm like, no, it's TAC. What? What's wrong with you, man? What?
Quack.
I haven't heard that
Little
reference in a
moo.
while. Oh, actually, that reminds me. I mentioned before the podcast that I've recently played through the entire game of Dragon Ball Xenoverse.
Already
And
off to a good start.
sorry, this is actually something really interesting, though. One of the voice actors from Dragon Ball Z Abridged was actually hired for that game.
Oh, that's really cool.
If I recall correctly, is the guy who did Nappa?
Takahata?
Yeah, that's the one.
Dude,
that's pretty
good
cool.
on him.
Yeah, he did character voice.
Vegeta! What does the scouter say about his power level?
It's 1006.
What? Really?
Yeah. Kick his ass, Nappa.
Either way. Funny thing is, he did character voice number 8 for the male characters, and also, I noticed something interesting. I'm pretty sure they kept a random sound file for him for the NPCs in that game. Because, here's the thing, I was playing and I decided to talk to one of the NPCs that just, is standing around, and they said, in, a whispery kind of voice, Vegeta.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, that's...
Vegeta?
Wow.
Vegeta?
That's what that person kept saying every time I talked to them. I'm now very happy to talk to them. I think it's somewhere
The Dragon Balls are useless. Why? Because Piccolo. Oh, and I totally just killed that guy. Well, at least we had some fun on the way. Right, Vegeta? Right, Vegeta? Right, Vegeta? Right, Vegeta? Right, Vegeta?
Shout out to Team 4-Star.
Slight shout out there.
I felt I didn't feel that necessary, but I felt I felt it. I wanted to say it anyway because.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I was stuck on repeat for a moment.
I could tell.
It sucks
Right.
when you get stuck on repeat. Anyway,
RWBY.
we're gonna start off with Ven going over his thoughts because
He's the newest.
yeah, Neko and we've gone over our thoughts of the series several times. They're gonna be new thoughts to you, but we figured we could mix them in with what Ven is saying, and if he says anything we agree with, we can just discount those immediately from what we have to talk about. No, we can just discount them immediately because it's you. Well, I'd say we love you, but no homo.
All of the homo.
I knew you were going to say that!
We are the Brotherhood of... Remember?
No homo.
Actually, we're not even the Brotherhood of anything. We're just the Brotherhood.
No, that's copyrighted.
I don't think it's copyrighted unless you put... Never mind.
Shh, it's copyrighted. I'm willing to... Why?
By me.
Because Bethesda.
You got a point there.
No, because they don't have the 3 dots after it.
No, you don't understand. I don't think Tyler gets the joke. This game being made by Captain Sparkles called Fortress Fallout.
Yeah,
But Bethesda did the cease and desist. And the Brotherhood of Steel is a part of the Fallout games.
Yep. On top of that, also, when Mojang was going to do their game Scrolls, yeah, they were sued by Bethesda because of Elder Scrolls.
I refuse to buy their games.
I admit that Skyrim was good. I still couldn't play it for very long.
Until they hire a new legal team, I refuse to buy their games.
You know, I just realized something I'm going to bring up with...
I know it's not the developer's fault. I know it's not, but I just can't approve of that.
You know what? A friend of mine was arguing that about like Nintendo's whole video issues thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he was saying like that's the reason why he hates Nintendo. He's a massive fan of Bethesda.
Well, that's fucking stupid.
So yeah, I'm gonna bring that up next time I see him, if I ever see him again.
We went really off topic.
Yeah, only 11 minutes in, and we're already completely off.
Minutes?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Vad.
Okay. Let's just rapid fire your thoughts on this, so that we don't get too wrapped up in that. Not that we don't want to hear your opinions, even though I joked that we didn't earlier, but
I remember this joke. It was funny.
Do you? I mean, it was so long ago. I mean,
I remember like it was yesterday. It was earlier today.
I remember it like it was only today.
I remember it like it was only 5 minutes ago. But I'm just really anxious to get the discussion started, and
Right. So let's get it started. God damn it.
I'm just asking if he can sum up his thoughts quickly.
RWBY is a series of videos.
Not objectively.
Let me take care of this. Then, what did you think of the show?
The show was good. Better than I expected. Better than I expected, in fact.
Inspector RWBY.
I would love to see like a fan-made miniseries, Inspector RWBY. That would be amazing.
And we're doing it again.
No, that was a side
It's
note.
on
Continue.
subject. It's on subject.
I know it was. But Ben, what was good about the show?
I tried to remember what it was that I said earlier and what I haven't said yet. Okay.
Well, no one else heard what you said earlier, so...
Exactly. Hence why
characters and fight scenes.
Okay, yes. Specifically, the characters... It caught me off guard how in-depth the characters were. Like, I was expecting it to be relatively simple. Of course, amazing fight scenes because Monty. And I believe I mentioned this in the previous recording, but not in this one. I've actually been following Monty the longest out of the 3 of us, so of course I was expecting the fucking amazing fight scenes. Sorry, I love his work. And, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. I didn't expect...
going on about characters, but the fight scenes were amazing.
Yes, I
and how
didn't...
the characters caught you off guard, and I was about to go, about the characters, but go on.
I personally think the character development was much better than I was expecting. I was expecting there to be practically none and it to be just all about the action and that's all. However, they had some good development moments where I actually found these characters be like, wow, these characters actually feel human. That's more than actually a lot of anime that I've been watching recently. Like,
I'm going to pause you there.
Yes?
You said you were a fan of Rooster Teeth, right?
Yes.
You've watched Red vs. Blue, right?
Yes. I caught the reference.
How the hell did you expect that from the creators of Red vs. Blue that the characters would be blasé?
I thought the characters in Red vs. Blue were good. To be fair, I'm not... Well, I am pretty far in it. I'm like season 6.
That's what makes Rooster Teeth so amazing, though. They make guys wearing helmets feel more human than your neighbor.
This is true. To be fair, I don't talk to my neighbor. My neighbor is crazy.
My neighbor's a freaking demon, and that's just their kid.
I don't have neighbors because I have 10 acres of land.
I used to have 60.
Fuck you.
I used to have a tiny house and a giant backyard. By giant, I mean it was in still a normal type of neighborhood, but we had the smallest house but the biggest backyard.
It was half an acre.
Either way,
It was a
RWBY.
nice house.
Yeah, I admit that's kind of stupid of me to think that from Rooster Teeth. However, I was going in not expecting much, and primarily this is based off of... my opinion of this was based off of... I'd seen the first 2 episodes when it came out.
Yeah.
And I saw the animations. Now, I want to point out, I was also expecting terrible voice acting based on the animations. Specifically...
I was expecting terrible voice acting based on the 4th trailer.
Exactly my point.
The 4th trailer, was...
Bad.
Like, the 3rd one...
Not cringeworthy. I heard that earlier today. But...
Shout out to Arcada.
Oh.
Watch out! You're gonna crash! Ah!
Oh, it hurts. It physically hurts me to hear that line from that one video that you made. Oh my god.
It's not cringeworthy, but it wasn't... Like, for Bruce T, it was like, this is...
It was certainly subpar.
It was subpar. Yeah.
When I saw the 4th trailer and I heard the voice acting, I actually didn't think much of it at the time, though, because I hadn't seen anything from Rooster Teeth. Like, I've seen maybe 5 to 10 episodes of Red vs. Blue, and that's because it was on when I was at your place.
Oh, speak of the devil, Red vs. Blue got their own YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah, I
started-
saw that.
Yeah, they started re-uploading all the episodes to that channel. So now's the perfect time to start watching season 1 if you want to.
Yeah, no, I was gonna Faish. Yeah, I was gonna do that actually. So, but I haven't had that much experience with Rooster Teeth really at all. I mean, RWBY was pretty much the first thing. Actually, it was the first thing Rooster Teeth related, except for a couple of people who showed me some Rage Quit videos.
Rage Quit was my first experience.
For me, my first experience was Halo Reach Fails of the Week, but I didn't realize it was Rooster Teeth at the time.
Oh, yeah. That reminds me. Actually, I saw one thing before I saw any of those. I saw their Achievement Hunter videos for Portal. Because I was looking how to get specific achievements, and I happened to come across them.
But
Right, so
yeah, we weren't.
Ven was talking about the characters and how he was expecting subpar voice acting.
A subpar character, subpar voice acting, and a generic world. Admittedly, the world is interesting, but it still doesn't stand out to me.
It needs to be.
Shut your fucking mouth. I mean, please continue with your opinion that you have every right to have.
The world is good, don't get me wrong. It's just that I
Do
feel
not
like...
anger the angry Neko.
How does that... It's already angry.
Listen, man. Listen. Just don't do that.
Either way, the world is good. Don't get me wrong there. It's just that I feel like it needs to be fleshed out more. A lot more.
Yes.
There. Okay.
Yes.
That's not to say it doesn't have potential. It just felt like it was lacking with what I've seen so far.
And we'll get into the potential of RWBY soon enough.
Yes.
Yeah.
Soon enough. Ah, shit, I knocked my Blake figure over. Hold on a second.
Oh.
Blake,
Poor Blake.
get back in your little space. Blake,
It's like you...
stay.
It's like you're saying like it's in a cage.
It's in the box.
You monster. You saw what happened in Toy Story 2. It's not good to keep those things in boxes.
Listen, man, you don't understand. I have no room for them outside of their boxes.
Yeah.
I'm just looking around at my horribly messy room in my like 30 amiibo.
Van,
Yes, but to be fair, the
my room is 5 feet by 10 feet.
10 by 10. So,
No.
yes, mine is smaller. Not mine is smaller. Yours is smaller than mine is.
Mine is significantly
Yeah, sorry.
smaller than any room I've ever had. I feel like I'm in a shack.
To be fair, they are safer in their boxes too.
This is
so.
true.
This is true. However, I already took them out of their boxes, so I didn't have like the zip ties, or not the zip ties, the twist ties to put them back in their box. So they're just sitting there loosely in their spaces.
Yeah, I need to get some RWBY figures to put on my shelf,
They're so
and I need to
pretty.
get Volume 2 of.
I just thought of
everything to put on my shelf.
a subtopic within this topic that we're going to need to do. It's going to still be RWBY related, but we need to talk about it.
All right.
Yes.
Are you finished with your spiel?
I guess if I were to just mention some other things, the design is fantastic. Like, the weapons alone really show that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we'll get into the weapons.
Oh yes, we will.
But the characters I thought were good. They could use some more fleshing out, but they felt human.
For the most part.
There are a couple exceptions, but
I said for the most part.
yeah, even then, those exceptions I'd say are half exceptions. Either way.
Listen, man, when the show is named RWBY and the team is named after its leader and the leader is the most static character, there's a problem.
Dude, I can hear
really
your blood pressure going up.
Sorry,
My blood pressure?
I want to point out, I really like the character of Ruby Rose.
I do too. It's just that in Volume 2, she had absolutely no development whatsoever, aside from the development that Yang gave, giving their backstory about Summer Rose and Yang's mother, whose name we do not know, but spoiler alert, at the end of Volume 2 in the post-credits scene, I'm pretty sure Raven Bromwen is her mother. Pretty sure.
Yeah.
And anybody who wants to disagree and be like, but it's Ruby's mother because her hair color's the same. Fuck you.
I don't know. That was my first impression, was it's Ruby's mother. Maybe, but I'm not sure.
Let me put it this way, okay? Just because their hair color's the same does not mean they're related. Have you noticed that Monty made this a point? A lot of RWBY, a lot of the important shit is in their eyes. Like, if you paid attention, not many people noticed this. I didn't even notice it until someone pointed it out. In episode, 11 of Volume 2, when Yang was fighting Neo, her eye color would switch back and forth.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Like, her left eye would be pink and her right eye would be brown, and then it would switch and her right eye would be pink and her left eye would be brown. But then, when Raven comes in, her eyes just go flat silver. So I'm thinking that's something to do with her semblance.
Yeah. I just want to point out, that's one of the things I noticed. I always notice eye color, and I thought that was really interesting.
Look, man, I was distracted by the pretty colors in the explosions. All right, I don't notice these things.
It's just the kind of thing I always pay attention to. Either way, yeah. We'll discuss that particular part later, but this series was better than I expected, and better than it had any rights to be, considering it was an indie development. It was really impressive.
I wouldn't, indie.
Yeah, well, as professional as Rooster Teeth is.
Semi-professional.
They are an
I don't know.
They're an organization, but I
don't think, God damn it, Barbara, is really professional.
Vaish.
But, as you were saying...
Yeah, that's pretty much my spiel on it. I thought it was fantastic. It was better than I was expecting. It still isn't my end-all amazing anime, but it's good. It's really worth the watch, and I'd highly recommend it to a lot of people, but not everybody.
Yeah.
All right. Can I go on a spiel? Because I don't think I can hold back anymore.
Go for it.
I fucking love RWBY. Ask anyone who has seen my room. I have most of the posters. I have all the figures. I have all the plushies. I have my cosplay Jean Arc shield and sword hanging on my wall.
You know what? Yeah, send me the picture. I'll put it in the podcast.
I will send the picture for everyone to see. And for God's fucking sake, I have the DVD Volume 1 signed by Monty Oum on the disc. That is my most prized possession right now. But I have to say, it's not my favorite anime.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. It would honestly surprise people. Like, hey, so RWBY must be your favorite anime, right? Nope. Wait, what? Not even close. It's not that RWBY's bad. It's just that it's not great. It's great. It's great.
It's just not the best thing of all time.
It's not the best thing of all time because of reasons that we're going to get into. The characters, this is where I disagree with you, Ven. They do feel human, but they're not fleshed out,
but that's a matter of time.
It bothers me that...
Thing is, I'm trying not to interrupt you.
Yeah, thank you.
But I do need to throw this out there.
Okay.
Because you said you were going to go on a spiel, I was going to try to stay quiet, but I already I already have stuff I want to interject and stuff like that, and discussion topics.
Okay, let me just finish this, and then you can go.
Okay.
Okay. I don't like that. I hate to call them this because they're not, but I hate that the B team is more developed than the A team.
That I can agree with. However, only halfway.
It's only halfway, but that's because Volume 2 did a lot to develop Team RWBY.
Actually, my reason for halfway is because only half of Team B is developed.
Okay, that's true. But a lot of people don't take this into consideration.
Mm-hmm.
But the songs are canon.
What do you mean by songs are canon?
The music is canon to the story. Here's
The
how
entire
I know.
soundtrack, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm not
The entire
surprised.
Red Like Roses Part 2, people were theorizing that Yang was Summer Rose. Nope. Before they even revealed in the show that Summer Rose was their mother, Monty Oum just flat out came out and said, yes, Summer Rose is RWBY's mother. Stop asking me.
The funny thing is, when he came out and said that, you told me about it, and I was like, okay, and you were like going on about it, and it wasn't because you didn't already predict that, but you were like, yes, it's been confirmed, and I'm just like, in my head, it was already confirmed.
It was confirmed in my head too, but I was just glad to have the official creator confirm it for me.
I know it's always nice to have that. I do admit that. It's just I was at the time I was just like, well, yeah.
Okay, so on the top of the music, fuck. In the Volume 2 soundtrack, the song "Boop" is confirmed to be the canonical feelings of Nora for Ren.
I'm not even slightly surprised.
It doesn't surprise me either, but when they came out and said that, I was like, oh my god, it's fucking canon. Oh, great, I'm sad now because Ren.
Actually, that's if I only get one figure, I want to wait for a Ren one to come out and then get that one. I only get one.
I feel really bad, but the names did not stick with me other than the main four and a couple others. Which one's Ren? I can remember them by character, not by name.
Ren is the one that Monty Oum voiced on Team Juniper.
Team Juniper.
The guy with the green... Yeah, the guy with the green pistols.
I was going to say the only other guy on Team Juniper other than Jean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Do you remember who Pyranikos is?
Pyranikos. Super familiar name, but describe even just one thing and I'll get it.
Red hair.
Okay.
Invincible girl.
Yep.
Kicked Team Cardinal's ass without breaking a sweat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. I do have a joke that I want to throw out, but I am saving that for the review.
All right. So, I forgot where I was. Okay, the characters. They do feel human, but their development. It bothers me that Team Juniper is developed far more than Team RWBY.
Mm-hmm.
As it stands, the most developed character is Jean Arc.
Yes, and
Don't get me wrong, Jean Arc is my favorite character. I wouldn't cosplay him otherwise.
He's a great character, but
it's kind of scary how similar Jean and I are.
Yeah, and this is what your point is. I'm just gonna say it since I'm already talking, and I apologize for interrupting you. But
dude, this whole podcast is an interruption fest. I'm gonna have to just deal with it.
It's what podcasts do.
Okay, I'm still sorry, but yeah, it is a podcast, so it kind of has to be done. Again, sorry. But you always say this too about this particular subject. The title of the show is RWBY, not Juniper.
Mm-hmm.
And RWBY herself is probably the least developed character out of the bunch.
Thank you. My God, she's. I'm gonna rant for a moment. I'm gonna go on an Angry Neko rant right now. Why the fuck is the name of the show RWBY? Why is the name of the team RWBY? And why is the name of the main character RWBY if she is not the most developed character?
I'm gonna answer with one word. Yet.
I can agree with the yet.
And
because they made it a point. Like, there was a Q&A for the animators of the show. No, it was either a Q&A or it was the animators' post-commentary of the show on the DVD. But they mentioned that in the future, they plan to have RWBY train without her weapon to train herself to be more combat-able without Crescent Rose.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they want to make that a point, that she cannot fight without her weapon, and that she is...
Yeah, that's one thing I noticed.
And she is frustrated by that.
And they kind of alluded to that with the scene when they were in the destroyed city. She lost her weapon,
yeah.
And I was thinking, she's still, a badass. How is she not able to handle herself?
No, I was when they because they put a lot of stress on the fact that her weapon was not near her.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Like it was kind of subtle, but they definitely did stress that issue, and I was like, oh shit, she can't fight without her weapon, can she?
Exactly. I came to the same conclusion.
I'm glad they did that, but I'm starting to think that's like, this is where Weiss is kind of right, in that Ozpin may have made a mistake. Now, hang on just a moment, listeners. Hang on just a moment. I'm not saying that Weiss was right in that Ozpin made a mistake in allowing RWBY to be the leader and in coming. I'm saying that he may have made a mistake in having her come to Beacon Academy at such an early age, when she wasn't fully finished with her combat training as it stood. I understand that the developers of the show want to make it a point that talent can only get you so far. But we should also remember that Ozpin stated himself he's made more mistakes than any man, woman, or child on the planet.
Yep. Mm-hmm. But
just like any of us.
Of course, it's going to come down to, I don't think that was, him having her go there was not a mistake. Whether it was the best thing in the world for RWBY is another thing.
That's what I meant. Like, it may have been a mistake. I'm not saying it was. It may have been a mistake. We'll find out, though.
Hopefully.
Yes. Have they announced anything about if they're going to continue it or not?
No, they haven't.
Give them time. They need some time to recover.
I know they were already in production for Volume 3.
Listen, man, there's no way they're not going to finish RWBY.
Yeah,
I know.
Here's
why. Monty wouldn't tolerate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys where it was like, once you start the work, you damned well better finish it.
Yeah, it's like what they said in their podcast about him. If they had, because they said how they had missed the podcast the previous week, because they were taking care of what was going on with Monty when he was hospitalized, and in the podcast how they said that if they missed 2 on his account, then I can't remember how they put it. Yeah, he wouldn't have tolerated it. And that when I heard that, I was like, oh, RWBY's not over.
Yeah.
They'll just have to find a new voice for Lyran, but he didn't speak much as it was, so that'll be hopefully not too difficult.
The one thing that worried me...
A lot of people probably, because a lot of people just watch RWBY and that's it. They just watched RWBY. They didn't really look into it. I know there's a lot of people that did watch it for Monty, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there's going to be a large amount of people that don't notice the change because Monty had a very distinguishable voice.
That he did. Either way,
so,
he did.
Yeah.
That's gonna be an issue, to be honest. Then again, who would have seen this coming? Who would have seen it coming?
Nobody could have.
Yeah, no one. But but yeah, he would never tolerate RWBY ending because of this.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the only way he would tolerate RWBY ending is it ends.
Yeah.
The story is over. The beginning, middle, and end happened, and
that's it.
Next project. That's how he would have it end.
And the only thing I'm worried about is how much did he actually write down about what he wanted to have happen.
He sat down with people. He sat down with people and explained the entire story. I've looked this up. He's done that with several people.
But the fine details are where I'm worried.
Because we've seen, no offense to Miles Luna and Carrie, who are the writers of the show, Carrie Shawcross. You guys are great and all, but your writing is really, really lacking in something. I don't know what it is, but you need to figure it out.
I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say what it's lacking in is that they take their time with things, which isn't necessarily a weakness. It's just different from what we're used to with how fast-paced series tend to be these days.
Yeah.
And especially how fast-paced you'd expect RWBY to be, being like 10-minute episodes.
I'm going to call it RVB syndrome.
RVB?
Red versus Blue.
Ah, right.
Because, for God's sakes, it took 5 years for them to get through the first story arc. And then the Freelancer saga? No, the Freelancer Epsilon saga took them another 5 years. The last 3 were done by Monty.
I was in middle school when I first heard about Red versus Blue. I'm almost 20 now.
I'm 21. Wait, you're almost... God damn, I forget how young you are.
Yeah, I just turned 21 on the 2nd, so...
We went to Tucano's. It was amazing.
And when I had Tucano's,
I got buzzed.
We ate so much. I had a nice tall glass of Dr. Pepper.
And I had a nice tall glass of water with some beer, but I didn't drink much of that.
Yeah, it's funny because you asked me because you were saying you couldn't tell if you were
if I was
drunk or
drunk or
sober
not.
or buzzed, and I'm like, I'm gonna go with you're buzzed because you don't seem much different than you usually do right now. But I know you've been drinking the beer.
I think I went through a good 3/4 of that beer, though.
Yeah.
I think 12 ounces.
Yeah, but so I was like, I'm gonna go with you're buzzed, not that close to being drunk, but if you finish all of that, you'll probably be pretty close. If not, you will be.
We got really off topic.
I
don't think me being buzzed is really on topic of RWBY.
Sure it is.
I apologize, listener, for my buzz.
Oh, fun fact. Found out Monty Oum didn't drink.
That doesn't surprise me.
Doesn't surprise me either. Like, when I found that, I was like, oh, cool. Huh.
I know this is kind of a weird thing to say, but I didn't know much about Monty as a person. But the more you guys tell me about him, the more he sounds like he had a very similar personality to mine.
Yeah, no, that's how I feel. Because, like, after I heard the news, I started, like, looking into, like, stuff about him more. Because I was like, well, I feel bad. Like, I'm sad that he died, and I have to look up more stuff about him because, I don't know, it's one of those things where I'm like, I wish I knew more about this person. So, I'm going to go do that. And the more I see, the more I'm like, God damn it.
Either way, yeah.
But,
and he has my,
yeah.
even has my same fucking live quote.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm thinking about Monty.
Let's move on to happier things, though.
Well, I wanna talk about how I met him.
Okay.
And how I'm very lucky to have met him. And I feel sorry for anyone who will never have that chance. Because I'm going to tell this story. RTX 2014. It was the last day of the convention. It was Monty's last signing booth. Anyone who went to RTX knows that the signing booths were a pain in the ass that year. They were picking people at random.
Oh, wow.
So they had people they had split up the group into two rectangular clusterfucks, and they had people hold up a number with your hand for the number of people in your group. And I noticed a lot of the 3s and 2s were getting in, so I looked behind me and there was a girl cosplaying as Lyren. And I turned around and I was like, hey, this is going to be kind of weird, but do you want to group up? And she's like, what? What do you mean? I was like, well, I'm noticing a lot of the RWBY cosplayers are getting in, and that a lot of the 2s and 3s are getting in. She's like, oh, I'd have to talk to my dad. Also, she was British. This is a weird note, but I'm kind of hoping she's listening so she knows who I am. I'm the Jean R cosplayer that helped you get into the booth. Just wanted to throw that out there.
A British Lyran cosplayer in Texas.
Mm-hmm. It was pretty cool.
Huh.
But anyway, she turns around and she's like, all right, so who's going to hold up the hand? I was like, I think I should. Why? I have the longest arms.
I want to also point out...
Because she was...
What place in Texas was it? I can't remember the name of the city.
Austin.
It
was Austin.
Did you notice that in the special thanks in the RWBY credits, it said Austin, Texas?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. But anyway, I hold up my hand with 3, and the guy comes down the line. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2. Gets to us. 3, taps my shoulder. You're in. Go. And we both just look at each other like, holy fucking shit. It was a 2-hour wait in that line. Oh my god, it was a long wait, but we chatted. It was fun. It wasn't completely torturous.
Mm-hmm.
And we got up to the line, and excuse me,
You okay?
potato chip burp.
All right.
We get up to the front of the line. She gets her stuff signed. They tell us we can only have 1 thing signed at a time because they didn't have enough time to sign 3 things like they did the year before, which is bullshit.
Yeah.
But I get up to the line, and I just say, I tell Monty, and I feel really bad, but the other head animator of Rooster Teeth was there.
Oh.
I felt really bad. I was like, you guys are such an inspiration to me. I'm going to have to be a little biased, though. They were like, okay. I pulled out the DVD, handed the DVD to Monty, and handed the case to the other guy. And he was like, wow, feel the love. I was like, I'm sorry. It's like I'm sorry. He's just like, nah, man, that's fucking cool.
To be fair, it was Monty's work.
I actually technically met Monty twice.
Yeah, you had the second picture too, right?
Yeah, it was...
Because you got the one picture at the table, and I'm assuming the second one you took was quite a bit later.
Yeah, it was just about a couple hours later. And I was wandering around because the convention was coming to an end. Most of Rooster Teeth's staff was out and about signing things and meeting people. Mm-hmm. And I see a line, and I just go, hey, man, what's this line for? And he just goes, it's a line to see Monty. I was like, oh! I jumped in the line, and I was the second last in line. I was like, oh, my God, yes! Wow. So I got to talk to Monty. I didn't get to say much because I even pointed out, like, hey, man, I know we're both busy, so I'm just going to ask something about animation and go from there. He's like, all right, go ahead. I also explained to him, like, I've already had you sign something for me, but the picture wasn't that great before. He's like, well, thanks for waiting. He was very, very kind, very energetic for someone who seems very reclusive, but he's not. Once you get him talking, he will talk and talk and talk. Anyway, I asked... It's like, all right, so we're both really busy. I would love to say more to you, but we both can't because we both have things to do. He's like, all right, what's harder, 2D or 3D animation? 2D animation, it's definitely harder. Really? And he's like, yeah. Well, hopefully I will become a 2D animator, and hopefully you will get to see my work.
Mm.
Because I've had an idea for a Red verse. God damn it. Red Like Roses Part 2 music video. Shadow knows about it.
Yeah, no, it's a really awesome idea. In my head, I see probably very different shots than you do, but we both have pretty epic ideas for it. I just think you should be the one to execute it.
Yeah. If I had known, though, that would be the only time I get to meet him, I would have said something completely different.
Mm.
It was an honor, though.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people seem to have very similar types of stories about meeting him, though. So, like, for every video I've seen, they've described him exactly the same way. So, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like shedding tears, but I've shed enough tears for Monty. Not to say that that's a bad thing, but
yeah.
I don't think he'd want anyone to really shed tears. He'd want people to move forward.
I was going to use the phrase he would always say, but I didn't want to push it too far. So, anyway.
Sorry for the sad topic.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get that out there. If you got to meet Monty, you should truly feel honored. If you didn't get to meet Monty, you should feel honored that you knew he existed.
Yeah. Okay. If we bring up Monty again, let's try to talk about him in more of a happy light.
Yeah.
All right. So,
what were we talking about? Oh, we were talking about the characters.
Yeah.
Okay. Van, you've been very quiet.
Yes.
It's because you were telling your story and stuff like that.
I asked you not last episode, last week. Who's your favorite character?
I have literally spent I spent at least like half an hour every day since then thinking about it, and all of today at work because work was boring today. Yeah, I can't come to a solid decision. There are a lot of characters that I like for different reasons.
See, that's my problem.
However,
I just say Jean Arc because I could sound just like him without even trying. Like, oh my God, just stop. Voice, please stop. But Para, this is not my voice.
All right, I'm
It's
gonna mute
not.
him. Ven, start talking.
Either way.
Which, by the way, made good impressions at NDK.
Oh
All
yeah.
the RWBY cosplayers loved me.
I remember seeing that. I didn't even know what character you were cosplaying as because, of course, well, I knew the name because you had told me, but that's all I knew.
The name's Jean
Yeah,
Arc.
dude.
Short, sweet, rolls off the tongue. Ladies love it.
Do they?
It took like it took like 20 minutes of coordination to even fucking find you, dude.
It actually did.
Because the RWBY cosplayers had to keep moving in order to keep the place from crowding around us.
Well, the thing is, it took me like 15 minutes to find Ven when he said he showed up, and then it took like 20 to find you. And oh my god, it was just so much trouble. Worth it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, anyone who's been to a con, you know this feeling. You go to the dealer's room, and then all your money's gone.
Yep.
And then money you didn't even know you had is gone.
Yeah,
I
you're like,
spent all my money on holo wall scrolls.
yeah, you like,
My wise wife.
yeah. How I describe it is this: I walked into the dealer's room, blacked out, and when I woke up, I was holding a bunch of items and had no money. So either I was mugged by the most generous person in the world, who gave me stuff of ironically equal value to the money that was missing, or I bought a bunch of stuff.
All right, Ven, you were saying you were having trouble with the character.
Here's the thing. My favorite characters, I end up narrowing it down to what I ended up doing, interestingly enough, for Sekirei, for my favorite character in that. Which character made me smile every time they were on screen?
Oh.
Like, the kind of character, like, you don't have to think about liking them. You just kind of are happy to see any moment with them in the series.
I rewatched the phone scene, by the way. Still one of my favorite anime scenes ever. Anyway.
I ended up coming up with several characters from this series is the problem.
Yeah.
I came up with Jean Arc is one of them. I usually say Jean Arc, but I just fucked it up there.
I'll forgive it this once. Just an FYI to anyone listening. I hate when people say Jean Arc. It's Jean. It's the French word for yellow. It would be pronounced Jean. Jean. Roll the J. God damn it.
I'm just gonna point out that Jean Arc's name, I have heard it mispronounced as John. I've heard it mispronounced as Jean, which ironically was supposed to be his name at first, and then they had an outsider tell them, "Oh yeah, well why don't you just go with Jean?" And they're like, "Oh, yeah, we should just do that." But it bothers me if people don't pronounce Jean's name right. But okay, there's certain circumstances in which, like Ven, how you knew how to pronounce it and you accidentally messed it up. That's fine. I forgive that. Mm-hmm. But it's kind of like when people are saying anime character names. Well, RWBY, in my opinion, is an anime, but
I told my whole spiel about that on Facebook.
That's a topic for another day.
That might be a topic later on.
Yeah,
in this
you
video.
spieled all over my share. I just share shit that I like, man. It doesn't mean anything usually. Sometimes, in fact, most times, I just share things on Facebook so I don't forget to read it later.
Brilliant.
But yeah, no. But when people mispronounce a name and just don't fucking care, it really bothers me.
Right.
It's my pet peeve
Then-
out of anything. I can agree with it completely. It's when people don't care enough to look up how it's pronounced. That's when it bothers me.
Like if I were to come up to, like if I were watching RWBY with someone and they said John Arc or something like that, and I was like, actually it's supposed to be pronounced Jean, but whatever. If they, because the whatever is kind of like the casual form of, okay, don't say it that way again. But if they were to continue calling him that, either on purpose or just because they didn't care, it would piss me off so goddamn much.
Yeah.
There's certain points where I can accept it, where someone's like jokingly saying it, but there's limits.
So
I don't like it if they say it jokingly, as in they're teasing you about the fact they're saying it wrong. Again, that's, yeah.
Either way, Jean Arc was one of the ones that I considered to be one that he always had something to him that I enjoyed.
Yep, from the very first time you saw him, when he threw up in a trash can.
You must really like being around me then, because the only thing John and I don't have in common is I don't have 7 sisters. I have 1. And I can't dance.
I actually was thinking that throughout the whole thing, it's like, yep, that's it.
That's
Neko. That's him. That's him again. That is once again him. What the fuck?
Even the motion sickness. It's scary how much they nailed it.
Either way, he was one of them. The next one I thought of was Blake. Blake I end up liking more than I expected. When I first saw her, I thought, oh, she's just going to be the moody, bitchy character that nobody actually likes, but is for some reason always in shows. No.
I think I can name one other character that you absolutely love.
Name it.
That's
Nora.
my ringtone, by the way.
Where can I get that ringtone?
He had to edit that down, but it's not that difficult to edit down audio like that.
When I first saw her, I thought, oh my god, I'm going to love this character.
I know! It's Nora! I didn't get to meet her voice actress, though. I was sad. I got to meet all of them. I didn't really get to meet Miles. I did meet his mother, however.
Yeah,
his
I
mother
remember
came.
that.
His mother came up and said, "Can I get a picture of you? I'm getting a picture of all the John R. cosplayers from Miles." I was like, "Oh yeah, sure." And we chatted for a bit, and then I see Aaron with a guy with a bag over his head. I'm like, "What the hell is this?" And he's over at the 3D printer thing, like we saw at NDK. Where you make yourself a figure.
Yeah.
And everyone's like crowding around because of Aaron, but they don't know who the guy under the bag is. They're all like speculating, and I just see his mother there. I'm like, oh no. I go up to her like, I don't want to be that guy, but is that Miles under the bag? She just gives me a look like, yes. Just that look of, yes, it is. And I was just like, I'm just gonna leave him be. He's got enough people bothering him as it is. And she just like, give me your RTX badge. I'm sorry? Just trust me on this. I was like, oh, okay. I hand her the badge. She walks up to him. Talks to him for like a few seconds. He pulls out a pen. I'm just like, no fucking way. Signs it. And she brings it back. It's like, here you go. And I just look down and I look up at her like, you are the best human being ever. And she offered a hug, and I hugged her. I hugged Miles Luna's mom. It's kind of weird when I look back on it, but I don't care because it's like, dude, your mother is the most amazing person ever.
Yeah, and also that you did also have that at NDK. I remember that too.
Oh yeah, I wore that thing with pride.
Oh yeah, you wore that in
RTX
front of
badge.
the NDK badge.
Just like, where's your NDK badge? Here it is. Oh. What's with the RTX pass then?
It's
don't know who signed. It's signed by the guy who voice acts the character I am cosplaying as.
And one of the writers.
And one of the writers. I am Queen of the Castle.
Yeah, the funny thing is, he played that in my dad's car, and my dad was like, "Really, dude?"
And I was just like, "It's a reference to the show."
But a little bit later, he did laugh.
I am gonna have to change it soon though, because my dad heard it today and he had very judgmental eyes.
Honestly, unless you know what it's from, I would expect that.
Yeah, I didn't think that through. So I'm probably gonna change it to My Soul Your Beats from Angel Beats.
I still need to get. God damn it, Gavin!
God damn it, Gavin!
Oh.
Right. We were talking about Blake, Nora, Jean.
And, of course, you guys probably saw this coming.
Was it Yang?
Yang.
Because Barbara Punkelman. God damn it, Barb. I didn't get to meet her either. I'm very sad.
Yeah, the problem for me is of both Team RWBY and Team Juniper, I have no overall favorite, kind of for the same reason that you said, Ven. I can't pick a favorite because I like different characters for different reasons.
Yeah.
And narrowing down my favorite character in a show is sometimes very easy. Unfortunately, with shows like this, it's very difficult. With shows with a large cast of characters, it gets very, very difficult for me to figure out who I like the most. And RWBY has quite a large one.
See, I don't have this problem. Not just like if I couldn't choose Jean Arc as my favorite character, it would be Weiss.
Really? I'm actually kind of surprised at that.
I know,
No.
it surprises me too.
The funny thing
Because
is,
Weiss-
this was not true when we first started talking about RWBY. When, like, after I'd finished it for my first
Yeah,
time, that
like,
was
Weiss-
not true. She was his. I believe she
Least
was your
favorite.
least favorite.
She was my least favorite because she was developed far too quickly. Like, her development was rushed, and I
Yeah.
still stand by that statement. Her development was rushed, but
In Volume 1, Weiss's development was basically 2 sentences.
her development came in. Oh, she's kind of a bitch to RWBY, and now
Yeah.
she's suddenly nice to RWBY. She's kind of a bitch to Blake, and now she's suddenly nice.
Yeah, well,
but
I suppose deeper character development is basically 2 sentences in the series and her trailer if you listen to the music, if you listen to the words and pick out the symbolism.
Not to
The
mention, there's
song-
also some mentioned in Red Like Roses as well.
yes, white is cold and always yearning, burdened by a royal test.
Exactly, but a lot of people don't like, because, like you said, all of the songs in
All the songs in RWBY are canonical.
exactly,
All
and
of
all the
them.
trailers are canonical as well.
That's one thing that I really
No,
like.
That's not necessarily true. Red and white trailer are not canonical.
I'm not surprised by that. However, the other two, I liked that they referred back to them, especially Yang's.
Yes.
Yeah,
Still, and the last character that I really did not expect to like, RWBY.
I didn't finish.
Sorry.
he didn't finish either.
He didn't?
To be fair, you asked him who his favorite character is, and he was going through his list. We've been interrupting him for like 20 minutes now.
I know, and then I got interrupted.
Sorry.
No, Tyler's the one who interrupted. I mean, Shadow. God damn it! Damn it, Neko!
Dude, I'm gonna have to get my real name out there at some point.
I know.
Haven't we already done this like 3 times?
Okay. So, I'm getting really annoyed right now. This is like a test of my patience. I'm sorry. Tyler knows my biggest pet peeve is constant interruption. I'm sorry. I'm trying.
You should have known it was gonna happen when you
I
agreed to
knew
the
it was-
podcast.
I know, but it's like, God damn it, do you have to interrupt every time I'm in the middle of a fucking sentence? I know you do. I'm sorry. I'm having a Neko I'm having a Neko breakdown right
Vaish.
now. I'm having a Neko breakdown right now. Neko. Yan.
Neko.
Okay, I'm okay. Weiss. She was my least favorite because in Volume 1, it was bitch then nice girl, bitch then nice girl. And it was like, okay, no. The fuck?
Yeah.
But then Volume 2 comes around and it's like, she's such a sad person. Just from the episode where we find out about her sister and how she's trying to hold a smile, how she's trying to compose herself in the elevator and she just keeps going back to that frown.
Yeah.
And when she asks Neptune to the dance and she gets her heart broken, it's like, oh. But of course, if I couldn't choose Weiss, it'd be Blake because, oh, kitty girl.
That's the thing. I was expecting you to like Blake for that reason.
Girl. Okay, then my reasoning for liking Weiss is because she's a cold-hearted bitch. I apparently have a thing for cold-hearted bitches. Especially tsunderes, and especially the ones that are total teases. As Shadow. My waifus consist of Holo the Wise Wolf.
This is a whole nother topic, by the way.
Holo the Wise Wolf. Tyler, name an anime.
Oremo.
Hummingbird, help me out.
Orimo?
Dude, we already know that one.
Okay, you don't have to.
You two are
That
fighting
doesn't-
over the same
that
waifu
doesn't-
with that one.
That doesn't count. Neko is my waifu, and you can fuck off, Ben.
Bring it on.
I have crescent roast, bitch.
On the bright side, ISA seems to be opening up a little bit to anime.
And I want to also bring up, I
That
am
actually
going
is
to get my
true.
own Minato.
Oh, that's awesome.
My least favorite character, Ven. Who's your least favorite character right now?
Oh, from RWBY?
Yes.
That's the thing. It's kind of hard for me to pick out a character I didn't like. I can name the character I was most disappointed by, but not necessarily
Okay.
didn't like.
Who were you most disappointed by then?
I'm bad with names. I feel sorry. I'm very sorry about this. Robot Girl.
Don't worry, man.
What?
Penny!
She's nice. Don't get me wrong. I was expecting more.
Listen, man, we all saw it coming.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
It's like, is she a robot or is she a robot?
I was looking at that. It's like, okay, well, I don't see anything resembling Aegis with her.
Look, at RTX, someone's question when they did the Q&A was, I'm gonna put this down once and for all. Is Penny a robot? Just flat out ask, and then Miles just goes, "You'll just have to wait and see." Episode 2 comes along. Ruby, I'm not a real girl. Wow, we're so fucking surprised.
I want to point out,
It's like
Can
that
you
time
guess
when
the
we-
reference?
It's like we found out. It's like the time when we found out Blake's a fucking faunus.
exactly. That's the first thing I thought. It's like, okay. Seriously, when I first saw her, I thought, okay, why is she cover her ears up with that bow?
And then episode.
Then I need to ask. Did you notice the bow twitching?
I never thought of it that way, but I guess that's something that they put in there intentionally. I thought she was
They did.
I thought she was a faunus from the beginning.
I know, but the bow twitching was one of the hints they had.
Yeah, I
wonder,
noticed the bow
does she
twitched, but I
have
didn't think
human
anything of it.
ears?
And
Dude,
yes,
I totally thought the same thing, and yeah, she does.
she has human ears.
But do they function, or are they just for show?
Does she like tape those on in the morning? I wonder. Do faunus naturally have human ears, or do they just have animal ears?
Well, all the faunus we've seen so far have human ears. And
True.
animal ears, as far as we can see.
That's one thing that kind of confused me about their design choices, but whatever.
Nah, I think we'll find out more about the faunus in the future.
Yes, I hope so.
To be fair, any humanoid thing without ears looks really weird. Like human ears looks really, really weird to people.
That's why they usually
Yeah,
portray them
so-
with long hair covering up where their ears would be.
Exactly.
Which they could have done with her.
But that wouldn't have worked for, like, what was his name? Tuxin.
Yeah.
The first canonical death in RWBY.
Yeah, I still think it's funny that, didn't Monty say that the reason why Aura exists is so that the characters can get shot and stuff and not die?
And then the guy takes a shotgun boot to the face and is just out like that. My theory is that he didn't have his aura unlocked.
Yeah.
Or there's limits.
Like, either
I'm kind
didn't
of
have his
thinking...
aura unlocked, because I'm thinking, like, having your aura unlocked is something very few people have done and can do.
It's been made... I'm not sure if it requires...
Like maybe it requires combat training to unlock your aura in the first place. Or in the case of Jean, who never had combat training, an outsider, like Pyrrha, using her own soul to unlock Jean's soul.
The aura thing is something that I did like. I mean, it's very clear it's explanation for people surviving ridiculous things. But
Yeah.
at least they gave an explanation, which was a hell of a lot better than half the series out there.
The
Yeah.
manifestation of one's soul protects you from all harm. It. I remembered the lines, kind of, sort of.
I watched the commentary the night before we were originally going to record this. Well, the day before. But I watched the director's commentary, not the
Yes.
because I'm that weirdo who. Let me put it this way. I always watch the commentaries of things if I'm interested in them. I got the Blu-ray DVD set of Steins Gate for Christmas. The first thing I did was take out the Blu-ray disc, put it in my PS3, and watch the commentary.
Okay, go on.
So, but watching the commentary, I can't remember, but I think Monty also said he had to basically wedge in that entire thing of explanation, and he had to write it all himself because it was a very important thing for people to know, and they had to put it in somewhere.
Oh, Ven, did you watch the World of Remnant videos?
World of Remnant. Yes, I did.
Did you watch all 4 of them?
Yes, I did.
Including the one about Aura?
Yes, I did.
Okay, good. You're good then.
Yeah.
I was a little worried because the Aura one was only on the discs.
Yeah.
Did you get Volume 2?
No, but I looked up to see if there are any more other than the ones that were, on Crunchyroll.
What about on Rooster Teeth?
I don't remember where I watched it. I'm pretty sure I just looked it up on YouTube.
No, I mean the disc.
Disc? Wait, sorry, confused now.
The Volume 2 DVD or Blu-ray.
I don't have the Volume 2 DVD or Blu-ray. I have the
That's
Volume
what I
1.
was asking.
No,
that's what I was asking.
No, that's the thing. I was trying to say no, I did not. I didn't see it there. I saw it elsewhere.
Okay.
That's why I answered like that. I still have the Volume 1 Blu-ray though, which was how I watched Volume 1, and it was fucking amazing.
Yeah. I actually didn't watch Volume 1 of RWBY until it had finished airing, and actually Volume 2 I didn't watch until literally I think a week after it finished is when I watched Volume 2. Because I was like, wait, I think the new episodes are supposed to come out on this day. It should be close to being finished. I'm going to watch it now. And I was kind of right. It wasn't close to being finished with Volume 2. It was finished. So I finished the last episode, and then I tried to go to the next one. I was like, what, there's no more? Huh.
Well, it is a mini-series on the internet.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Speaking of watching them, when the season finale was about to come out for Volume 2, they announced that the Alamo Draft House was going to have a RWBY marathon, including the season finale, and I fucking flipped out. And I text Mason like, we are fucking going. I'm not giving you an option. And he's like, I would have gone either way.
He's like, dude, I would have gone without you.
So we go, and I have to say, the Alamo Draft House is the best movie theater I've ever been to, and I don't know if I can ever go to a regular movie theater ever again.
Well, good luck when the DBZ movie comes out then.
But imagine, you've seen all of RWBY, all of that volume, except for the finale. So you're sitting through it like, oh my god, I'm so excited. And then the finale comes on, and you're sitting at the edge of your seat, and it's all on a big screen. Oh my god, it was one of the best RWBY experiences I've had. Second only to being at RTX to see the first episode of the season.
Yeah. Trying to think of where to go from here, because I think
Weapons!
we're at the point where... the weapons.
Can I just go
Okay.
into one weapon? Coco's weapon!
I just want to point this out. Anyone who hasn't seen RWBY that's watching this, go watch it.
Go fucking watch it right now, or else I will claw your goddamn testicles off.
And or ovaries.
No, it will be testicles. I will transform you into a man. Just so I can tear your testicles off.
That's a bit extreme. Anyway,
It's RWBY. I will be as extreme as is necessary.
He's not joking.
I'm not joking.
be afraid. He really isn't.
Yeah. Now I'm like losing that unserious tone. I'm like, yeah, I will seriously tear your fucking testicles off if you talk shit about RWBY.
No, don't.
Jesu Otaku.
Yeah.
Still, continuing weapons.
Weapons.
I'm just gonna say this for anyone who wants a good way of explaining how the weapons in RWBY work and sort of the world.
Take a melee weapon and put a gun on it.
I have a good example for people who have seen it, who have watched a decent amount of anime. Soul Eater with Gurren Lagann logic.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's about it.
You realize that you realize that Gurren Lagann was Miles and Carrie's anime homework when they were making RWBY.
Yeah. I saw in the Rooster Teeth podcast that Monty was actually like in not just like came in, said some stuff, but actually one of the 4 people in it. I remember him. I remember them. I think they were giving. Was it Miles? Were they giving him shit because he hadn't? Because they were like, "Have you finished Gurren Lagann yet?" And he was saying he's like the only one of them that can't watch a show and do something else at the same time.
Yep.
Which, by the way, I'm working on being able to do that because I always need background noise.
I actually had this discussion with someone at work today. My usual thing that I'm doing, I am usually editing a video, watching an episode of a show, browsing the internet, and playing Smash Bros. Simultaneously.
Look, I can watch a show and play video games and do work at the same time, but I can't do it if the show is in anime with subtitles. I have to watch the anime.
Yeah.
I can do an anime with
like
subtitles while browsing the internet, but that's my limit.
I can't do that. But anyway, weapons! I have to rant about a weapon real quick.
Go ahead.
Coco. Your fucking purse minigun is the most overpowered fucking piece of shit I've ever seen, and I love it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go off on not a complete tangent because, so after I finished Volume 1 for the first time, Mason, our friend Neko, and I, we decided to try to make an OC fan fiction, and we spent like
a month.
God, it must have been like a month trying to figure out how to make all of their weapons practical, and then we realized what we were doing.
I have...
And with Coco's weapon existing, it's like, okay, yeah.
We don't need it drawn out to make sense. It just has to be a base and a transformation.
Yeah.
That's
okay,
it.
let's take a weapon.
Unless you're John Ark.
And
let's take
another
a purse,
weapon.
a meat pounder, and a minigun. What the hell?
Because why the fuck not?
And okay, with the introduction of Coco, like when episode 11, when the train crashes and the city wall has been breached and the Grimm are in the fucking kingdom. Yeah. I was freaking out, like, oh my, like I had shivers. I was on the verge of freaking out, just like, oh my god, what the hell is gonna happen next episode? And this is one of my gripes with RWBY. They totally fuckered it.
I want to point out this actually does bring up my one complaint about the series. Like, my one true complaint that I can say I completely did not like. Mm-hmm. But I'll let you finish your thought first. I'll bring that up in a minute. Just reminded me.
Okay. Thank you. I thought, like, they had literally just said in the Creatures of Grimm World of Remnant episode that they had tried to make settlements outside of the city walls in the past, but they had always failed because once the Grimm got in, everything went to hell. But the Grimm are in the city, and everyone's just sweeping them aside. Especially Coco. Fucking slices 3 giant Evermores in half with a few rounds from the fucking minigun.
And to be fair, though, this is a city that's right next to an academy designed to fight these things.
I know, but there's only 4 cities because it's the 4 kingdoms.
And there's academies around these cities. I assume that's why they've remained safe. That's my personal explanation.
I know, but the Creatures of Grimm are supposed to be big bads. None of them really struggled to get rid of them, is my issue.
I see them, this is just my personal opinion, I see them less as big bads, but more as, like, similar to zombies in any sort of zombie movie. The people are the real threat, the zombies are there as a consistent, you have to avoid these things or you're probably gonna die kind of thing.
But that's why they put the Creatures of Grimm episode in the World of Remnant. They wanted to remind us, yeah, people are bad, but the Creatures of Grimm are the darkness. They are the evil of the world. I'm
gonna just kind of throw in my own 2 cents for this because... crap, my computer almost fell asleep. On the subject of the fact that they seem to have no problem fighting them, I don't have that much of a problem with the fact that they fought them and were able to get rid of them. I do have a problem with how easily they did it.
That's my point. That's what I'm saying.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, because
they did
the way
they,
I
said, they didn't break a fucking sweat.
Yeah, and like, Yes, it is near an academy that is made to train people to fight the Grimm, but that's just it. They're being trained. They haven't actually perfected being able to fight them.
Other than the teachers that were also fighting, but the teachers weren't the ones kicking ass.
The teachers made
fucking-
sense, but they didn't do much.
Yeah.
Team Coffee did all the fighting, basically. And they barely fought. Freaking Fox just punched one and it blew up, killing all the Grimm around it. Yatsuhashi just slammed his fucking fist in the ground and kills all of them around her. Velvet's weapon we didn't even get to see. You fucking cock teases, Rooster Teeth.
I love that
I actually
moment.
don't mind that.
I hated it and loved it.
So, okay, we're going to take a quick TAC Cast poll here. Did you like or dislike the fact that they decided not to show her weapon?
I loved it.
I'm with you on that, Ben.
I can't decide.
Like, it's one of those loved how much I hated it. It's like, wow, I did not expect to be bothered by that so much. Well done.
It actually didn't
Okay,
bother me
I'm with you
because I was
guys.
like, oh my god, they're gonna show her weapon, and then she tells her not to use it here, and I'm like, oh, that was done so perfectly. I'm not even mad, and I actually haven't even sweated about it. I'm just like, you know what? I'll see it when I see it.
It's it's one of those like subtle nods to the fan base, like the Puma joke.
Yeah, because of how they did it, I just didn't care.
I'm gonna pull a bit of irony from Blake's one of Blake's last lines of the volume 2.
Mm-hmm.
Not every story will always end with a pretty little bow on top. I don't remember if that's Blake's exact line, but when she said that, after I processed the ending and thought, wait, this is like a Soul Eater ending.
It could have ended there, and I would have been disappointed, but I would have accepted it.
And I was just like, but you did end it with a pretty little bow on top. You did have a nice, tidy ending. You couldn't have just been like, oh, the creatures of Grimm are in the city. Everything's going to hell. We have to evacuate Vale. Or we're all... it ends with, like, a struggle. Like Attack on Titan mixed with... Fuck. Like, it ends on a stalemate. They could have done that, but instead they did a neat little tidy, okay, the Grimm are here, let's do this little action. Let's do this awesome looking action scene, distract them from the poor writing, and we're good. It's my biggest problem with RWBY, is that the story at points just feels so...
Underwhelming?
Underwhelming. Like, I see the potential, but when you make endings like that, when you make the same mistakes Soul Eater did?
Well, at least they didn't do punch the...
Soul Eater's ending was fucking worse.
No, they did.
Worse.
It was worse, but I'm talking about in like terms of what they could have done and what they did.
This is true. I can say, though, it didn't feel like... That's the thing. If it were the ending, it would be overall a disappointment. But we know they're going to continue it. So...
Yeah.
I know it's not the ending, but I'm saying for what they built it
end
up
of
to.
the volume.
For what they built it... God damn, I'm burping all of a sudden. What they built it up to be, it was a total flop. Action was great, but... Fuck.
I personally thought it was just okay when it could have been great.
Yeah, that's what I felt about the end of it as well. I wasn't too disappointed when I first saw the ending, but that's because I saved all of the Remnant things so I could watch it after, because I just wanted to get through the series and then watch the World of Remnant stuff. Say all you want, I just wanted to get all of the show out of the way and then process the rest of the information too. So it didn't bother me until I found out about that. God damn, I really do need to get Volume 2 of the series, though.
Yeah.
I have the money now, but I'm trying to decide what expense I'm going to use it for, because I'm not going to use all of it at once.
Yeah. Like, I think Ven can agree with me. The biggest problem with RWBY is the writing as it stands.
I did agree with that. However, I think it's better than you're giving it credit for. By the way, it sounds like you're saying it. I think it was really good overall, but it could have been more.
I know it was really good overall. I don't fucking get this obsessed over nothing. But why Why is it that in Volume 1, RWBY, she wasn't very well developed, but at least she was developed. In Volume 2, aside from Yang's backstory, we got nothing.
For her, but we got a lot for everyone else. And I mean a lot.
Nope. Nope. We got a lot for Blake. We got a decent amount for Yang, but it wasn't a lot.
We got a lot for Blake, a lot for Yang. We got some for John
a
Arc.
little for what?
John Arc.
We got a lot for John Arc. Again, John. God damn it, John. My name is John Arc. Okay, but it's short and sweet, and the ladies love it.
Okay, actually, that's something we need to talk about because it's something that a lot of people said screwed up the series, and it's not just me saying it from hearing it from one thing.
Is it the
a lot of people got very angry at the Jean arc in Volume 1.
It was my least favorite part of the entire series. I'll say that much.
I actually liked it quite a bit, but it's because I knew there was going to be more, so I was like, they're just developing the character. I'm fine with this.
Yeah, no, I just wish they hadn't done it so stereotypically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, I don't want to accuse Miles of this because I know it's not true, but sometimes I get the feeling that he's abusing his power as a writer.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Because it's like, why the hell is Sean the most well-developed character right now?
Mm-hmm.
And behind him is Blake. And behind her is Pyrrha. And behind her is Yang.
Although
Great,
do...
half of RWBY's well-developed.
I do actually, though, I really do like the, that in RWBY, the direction that they said that they're trying to take with the characters, where they'll introduce them with these common tropes and then switch it around,
which was what I liked.
That's what makes them feel more human.
And that's
because the tropes they started with, because like I'm pretty sure most people when they first saw the series, they saw the characters for like what they started off as. So like they saw RWBY as just
sweet, innocent
little girl, hyperactive all over the place, but
she gets serious when she needs to be.
Yeah, and then, let's see. I'm sorry, I'm trying to go through all the characters in my head because there's so goddamn many.
That's another problem, but we'll continue.
Not so much a problem, but I don't think it was a problem.
Weiss does appear as an ice queen most of the time, like at first, and a lot of the time she still appears as one, and because of the development she gets, you know why.
But she's just like a snowflake on the window.
But at first, yes, it seems like... But at first, you look at her and go, oh, great. She's that type of character. And then you get the character depth, and you're like, oh, okay. That's what they're doing.
You kind of realize why she's like that.
Blake, you kind of expect to be that quiet, really brooding character, and to a degree, she really kind of is. She's not without a sense of humor.
This is true. Laser pointer.
Oh God, I love that scene.
The thing is that the thing is that the characters that are like dark and brooding usually don't have a sense of humor. They don't actually go and do things with the people that they care about. They kind of recluse themselves. And that's why I liked that Blake didn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
I liked that too, which is why Blake stands as my third favorite character.
And then Yang, honestly, her character, I figured she was like that from the beginning.
Yeah. Well, Monty, when Barbara asked him, what's my character like, he literally just said, just be you.
Yeah.
That is 100% Barbara. Except in Volume 2 when they said that Yang is so motherly to RWBY because she had to be.
Yeah.
That was really well done.
Yeah.
Bravo, you guys. Bravo.
Jean starts off as the
lovable
moron.
And he still stands
and coins the nickname of Snow Angel.
Yes, Jean is the lovable moron, but he has the heart of a prince.
Yeah. And the thing is that another thing they don't usually do with the lovable idiot is they don't have them address that they are in that role. They just kind of are.
Yeah.
He says he's sick of being the lovable idiot.
He wants to be the hero.
And I guess to a certain extent that does sound kind of common until you kind of take into account all of the actual tropes that people usually follow now.
When you take into account, like, I'm willing to bet his mother sheltered him because she didn't want him fighting in a war.
That's what I thought.
Like his father and his grandfather and his great-grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
Like he said, all the Arkmen in his family are great heroes, and he just wants to fulfill that role in his family.
Yeah.
Pyrrha, like, we see her as this invincible champion who is very sociable, but in reality, she's very lonely because she's been isolated because of her title. Nobody thinks they can get to her level.
Yeah, I'm forgetting a word that you forgot last time. Modest.
She's very modest, exactly.
And here's the thing that I expected when I saw her. I was expecting it's like, oh, she's going to be the one that's like, oh, so being a celebrity is hard kind of thing.
Yeah, no, you expect... Although, okay, can we talk about the background shadows in Volume 1?
The silhouettes?
Yeah, the things that made it
the black people?
Fucking easy to tell who was supposed to be important.
Gee, I wonder who's going to be important. Hello again.
Yeah, like, legitimately, the first time I sat down to watch it, where am I going to find another nice, quirky girl to talk to?
Pyrrha.
He walks off, and I just go, yeah, where?
Seriously, even fucking Waldo couldn't hide in that crowd.
They, like, walk into the room, and there's all the silhouettes standing around, and you see Yang's hair.
All right, the characters are more developed than I've given them credit for, but it's still an issue.
Yeah.
Okay, we mentioned it earlier. There are too many damn characters right now, and
Yeah.
not enough of them have been developed.
Yeah, there's
And the ones
for
that
every
have,
character that's developed, there's like 3 more introduced.
and the ones that have been developed are not even the main freaking characters.
I want to point out one thing, though, that I still say the character development was phenomenal for one reason.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of time they had. Now, yes, they've had 2 seasons. 2 seasons of 10-minute episodes. Name one anime that had this much character development for that many characters in 1 season.
Clannad?
Not even. Clannad focused on one character for arcs and took a total of 50 episodes to get true full character development. When you think of it that way,
That genius.
when you think of it that way,
Little Busters gets close, but they did split them into arcs as well.
Ven, you may have just influenced my score.
Mm-hmm.
Good man.
You see, this is what I like about us, because a lot of people would look at the characters at face value and just kind of be like, okay, they're the characters. We're kind of character nuts. We really dig into the characters until there's, like, nothing left to find out.
We just like to analyze what our interests, like.
Yeah, we
I mentioned it.
like to know the full potential of everything that we like.
Yeah. Like for me and Bionicle, I can still memorize most of their names.
Yeah.
I'm very rusty. I memorize them. It's impressive, honestly. A little sad, but impressive. And
Yeah,
I'm
and
willing to bet Ven can name most of the Xenoblade characters.
actually, Tyler's more
I can
into
do it.
Xenoblade than I am. Like, he's actually finished the series, I think.
Yeah, I finished it the day that he released his final episode.
Oh.
I haven't gotten that far. However, if you want to know,
Um,
Persona is the one that you could say for me. I could name every detail about every character in that game.
Yeah, the only things that he can't name are very obscure things that may or may not affect the overall game. Usually may not.
Yeah.
And those he usually... I don't know how much stuff you look up for, like, when you're doing stuff, because I know you've looked up a couple things.
Like
Are
2.
you talking to me or Ven?
Ven.
For that series, I have looked up like 2 things, other than the shadows. The shadows I look up details on. Almost everything else, I do completely from memory.
Yeah, and then with me, the easiest jumping point I can go to is just try and quiz me on Angel Beats and see how much stuff I get right.
Right.
Yeah, like I think it was the day of the announcement when they were going to put out when they were going to make an announcement about the new OVA for Angel Beats. I saw that and I was like, I'm gonna follow this. And then, of course, the video that they made the announcement on was blocked in the U.S.
Of course.
But I scoured the internet for like 30 minutes after the announcement was done, and finally some English translated sites showed up, and I figured out what was going on. So 30 minutes after the announcement, I knew what was happening. I still need to catch up on the manga, though. Wow, we were actually on the subject of weapons.
Wow, we got...
Before we get right back to that...
Oh, Coco, and then we went to Coco, and how Team Coffee kind of ruined the finale.
But
made it awesome, but ruined it.
Yeah, no, it was awesome.
Then we went to characters, and now we're here.
Also to note, there was one thing I mentioned earlier. My least favorite thing about the series that I personally think was not redeemable in any way. The dog.
Why? What the fuck, man? What's Y ever do to you?
Okay, he was completely and utterly pointless.
No, he wasn't.
Name one thing that he did that was important.
He became a fireball of death.
And that was the one moment where it's like, okay, I think that's my limit for corny.
Okay, they're introducing Y. Yes, they wanted to get in on the meme. They admitted it. But they did say that there is something special to Y.
I'm sure there is, but I haven't seen it yet.
A dog that could take a hit from a
seemed
flamethrower baseball bat? Yeah, there must be something special about it.
I kind of see where you're going. Zwei did seem rather forced.
Yeah, like extremely forced.
I will disagree because
although
I love Zwei.
Although I did like how they introduced him.
That was good. He's
a freaking male too.
And also the fact that Blake was hiding on top of the bed.
That was the one thing that I did really enjoy from Zwei.
Just like,
by the way,
Blake is afraid of dogs? Wow, faunists really live up to their species, huh?
Yeah.
That's racist!
So, they're bunk beds?
Oh, God, they're bunk beds.
I was looking at
I want them, and I don't want them.
I was looking at those like, wow, I'd love to have those. I don't feel like dying in my sleep at a young age.
Yeah. It's like, oh my God, those are the most dangerous beds I've ever seen.
Yep.
You know what? I think I feel like testing that bed of nails thing now.
But it really does make it does make the room a lot more unique, though.
Yeah.
It gives it character.
Does.
And it changes a lot it changes it from the standard school dorm room.
It does.
That is fulfilled by Team Juniper's room.
Yeah.
Standard.
And we find out their rooms are bigger than they were last season.
Yeah.
That was like, wait, so what the hell? Ruby's room, Team Ruby's room is small. That's the same size, but Team Juniper's room is like, wait, was it always this big?
Oh, by the way, random piece of trivia I got from the director's commentary. Apparently, they were thinking of making it so that, you know how all the teachers have a coffee cup except for Port?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Who all he needs is, his stories.
Yeah. Ryan,
though he smelt of cabbages, my
grandfather was a wise man.
Blah 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 blah. Oh my God! But
Ryan
they were apparently they wanted there to be a joke where I think it was supposed to be all of the teachers drank something else out of their coffee cups, and they wanted Ozpin to be drinking it was either hot chocolate or chocolate milk.
That wouldn't surprise me, actually.
It wouldn't surprise me either.
That actually could be an
Ozpin...
amazing joke.
I wonder if Ozpin...
Exactly.
I wonder if Ozpin hand-picked Team Coffee.
Huh.
I do want to see them do that chocolate milk... not chocolate milk. Hot chocolate joke. Just like, it's like, hey, can I have some coffee? Some of your coffee? Coffee? I don't drink any coffee. This is hot chocolate.
Yeah. Would you like some more coffee? I'm very sorry.
I think Ozpin.
You sounded more like Oobleck.
Oh, sorry, I get those two confused really easily.
Oobleck was
Coffee.
freaking amazing too.
Coffee?
Coffee? I'm sorry, I don't drink coffee.
Okay, when I met Shannon McCormick, the guy who voices Ozpin, I went up to him and I said, okay, I'm going to voice Jean and ask you some questions. He's like, oh, yeah, go. He's like, go for it. And in my best Jean Arc impersonation to date. Pardon my language, Ozpin, but is there any chance you'll be able to kick some ass this season? And he just responds with, I'm not too sure, my boy. And I just go, and? He's like, no, really, I don't know. It's like, you don't know from your lines? He's like, it's like, no, I really don't know. I'm like, oh.
God.
But he gave me props for the voice. I was like, yes.
Oh, by the way,
Yeah, and you've
I want to point out that I get Ozpin and Oobleck confused. And
Oobleck is the guy who hits Zwy with the baseball bat.
yes, I know them
is-
by face, and the names again get jumbled in my head. Oobleck is the one
By
that
the
I
way-
think it'd be hilarious to have him drinking hot chocolate, just because of his personality.
That would be funny.
It's just like again, like I said, coffee. I don't drink any coffee. I only drink hot chocolate. Oh, okay. Wait a minute.
Wait.
It's a sugar rush? Sugar rush!
Oh my God. Dude, you have no idea. Dude, that song just got out of my head from making my No Game No Life review.
You're welcome.
Fuck you.
No, thank you. I'm straight.
I'll kill you in your sleep. Later.
I dream of killing you.
No, seriously, I will get you in your sleep.
Again, he says he's straight.
Ow, I hit my knee. I deserve that.
Oh.
Do we have anything else?
I had actually one question for you two.
Yes.
If you had to choose one weapon from the series.
I already know Shadows.
Yeah, I just realized we both know that.
That was
Crescent
kind of a dumb
Rose.
question. His obsession with sights, and he's a surprisingly good sniper in video games.
Yeah. No, if you gave me a sniper rifle and put me on, well, either Call of Duty and I have tested on Call of Duty, I'm really good with those too,
None of the new ones, though. They are not sniper friendly.
or Battlefield. If you were to drop me into one of those games, apparently not the new ones, but if you were to drop me into those games and give me a sniper rifle and about 10 minutes to get used to the controls, you will all hate me. You will all despise me beyond all reason by the end of that match.
Yep.
I'd like to see
And in
that
Halo,
Team
if you-
Fortress 2.
So
And
if
in
I-
Halo, if you gave me a gravity hammer, you'd hate me too.
So then, my weapon of choice, does it have to make sense for my personality type, or does it just have to be what I like?
Well, if you had to choose one, like say, okay, you're going into that world now, choose an existing weapon from the show.
See, I want to choose the gunchucks. But I can't because I know I'd hit myself in the face and then proceed to shoot myself.
Dude, this is hypothetical.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, I know that's what would happen. Like, I'd be swinging it like, oh, whoa, bap, whap, fuck. It's like, fuck. But, if I had to choose a weapon, give me a moment. Got it, Magenhild.
I don't know the names of the weapons. Which one's that?
Nora's hammer.
Yeah, okay, that's a pretty damn good one.
It's called Magenhild. My
So, provided you didn't
God.
change your own answer, Ven, what was yours?
Wait, change my answer? Did I come up with an answer at some point?
Nope, you did not.
No, you asked the question. You have to answer it.
Oh, shit, right. That's a thing.
Damn right.
I think I'd go with... Yeah, actually, I know which one I'd go with. I'd go with Yang's weapon.
Ooh, Ember Celica.
I don't know.
Yes, I know the names of every single weapon in the show. Don't judge me.
I probably should, but I'm better at remembering names of characters. Which is strange, because I suck at remembering actual names.
Look, when I met this Weiss Schnee cosplayer at NDK, and it bothered me when she wrote a fanfic and she made Ruby's favorite food cookies. By the way, to anyone listening this that is a RWBY fan, cookies are not Ruby's favorite food. Contrary to unknown reason, popular belief, her favorite food is strawberries.
I can believe that.
It's not really an unknown reason. People just assume that because of how she ate the cookies in the first episode.
I know, it bothers me though. It's like, if you're gonna write a fanfic, do your fucking research. It's on the goddamn wiki.
I'm not saying that you're wrong or anything. I'm just saying they do have their reasons. It's just a reason that doesn't make sense.
I was wrong. But it just bothers me. It's like, if you're gonna write a fanfic, please, for the love of God, do your research.
Yeah, seriously, like,
it bothers me when it's like, oh, God damn it, you're bribing her with cookies. That's been done before.
Look, I don't mind it if a character, if someone changes a character a little bit for the sake of the story, as long as they don't change their overall personality or things that are legitimately key to their character, I'm not completely against it. I do prefer the character to be absolutely in character regardless of the situation.
Yeah.
But small changes can be made.
But as I was saying, I'm a living RWBY encyclopedia. I can tell you why Shnee's favorite color, food, and ice cream. Yeah.
Oh, I actually have to throw this out there too. One of the things that I really like about RWBY, and it's because of Monty, he said that in RWBY there would be no swearing and there would be no
fan service.
Upskirts.
Yep, no fan service. Well, no.
Oh, there's jiggle physics in there.
Yeah.
Mostly on port, but there's some on
Yang. We've seen it.
At least they're not super obvious. Like, they're not in your face.
Yang is the fan service of the show.
The closest thing to fan service, really.
Honestly, when I went to RTX, everyone and their mother was cosplaying Yang. The men were cosplaying Yang. That was a disturbing time. But it was just like, oh my God, can you all just have some fucking variety?
Guys.
Although it was funny seeing the Yang train.
Oh.
Just the train of Yangs doing the air hump. No brakes on the train.
Didn't you say there was... what was the cosplayer?
It was a Kakashi Naruto cosplay. Just at the end of the line. And I pointed out, I was like, Kakashi? He just stops, looks at me, puts a finger over his mouth, shh, and then catches up while doing the trick.
Okay, that's actually pretty amazing.
And
I know this is weird.
When they took a picture of all the cosplayers on day 2, Kakashi was just standing in the back. Of all the RWBY cosplayers, I was just like, oh my God, this guy's great.
Okay, yeah.
I don't even like Naruto, but I respect that guy.
That guy was awesome.
I stand by this. I would probably have watched and liked Naruto, if not for Naruto.
And the fans.
Oh God, no! The fans are what pushed it way over the edge. Like the Naruto character himself kind of pushes you off the cliff, but you catch yourself and he's just kind of stepping on your fingers, waiting for you to let go. Well, that's how it is for me. The fan base takes you and throws you off the cliff so far that Wile E. Coyote would be like, "What the fuck? How?" Okay, I don't try to go over cliffs, but I've never made it that far.
The Naruto fanbase is more toxic than the League of Legends fanbase. No offense, Van.
I may be a part of it. That doesn't mean I am like them.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you are. I just want to say no offense about the League of Legends.
Oh, it's fucking horrible.
I know it is. That's why I pointed it out. I just wanted to be sure you were okay with it.
Oh, yeah. Kidding? I just wanted to, like... Well, I didn't tell you specifically, but I told this group, like, oh, God, it's horrible. If you ever get into it, be warned.
Yeah, I think you told me that one time, because you've told me a lot of the lore of certain characters, and I remember there was one or two Skype calls in particular. You told me about like 6 of them at a time.
Look, I have to deal with the Call of Duty fan base. I can't get into League of Legends.
Fair enough.
I can't do it. can't.
As an anime fan, well, all of us as anime fans, we all went through a phase, and I very much regret becoming a weeaboo at any point, but I'm glad I'm not anymore.
Yeah, just an FYI, don't ever fucking associate.
Yeah, don't
us.
associate us with those people. Oh my god. Those
Weeaboos. Just.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, part of the reason why I did watch RWBY is because it looked like anime, and in my own opinion, it is anime, and
I don't even know why I watched RWBY.
by 2 out of 3 definitions, it is anime. The only definition it's not anime is it wasn't made in Japan.
Yeah. My god, okay. I don't even know how I got into RWBY.
Yeah, I was going to ask that, actually.
I don't know. Like, I couldn't tell you. It's weird. This is, like, one of the things in my life that is a total mystery to me. It's like, how the hell did I get into this? Is it because I saw the Red trailer? Is it because someone told me? What the hell was it?
I can explain how I got into RWBY. And it actually wasn't... you actually... Interestingly enough, you had very little to do with me getting into it.
I know I usually have very little to do with you getting into any anime. You tend to ignore my requests.
It's because everyone tells me to watch things.
I know, but even before you had all these requests.
Either way, continuing.
It's mainly because I like to watch things on my terms. So
I know.
So then you sent me the clip for the
Red Like Roses?
the Red trailer, and I thought it looked amazing, and I thought it was a game, as I said earlier. And I was really excited, and then I didn't see anything for a while, and so I went, and after a little bit, I couldn't remember what the video was called, so I went back through our Skype conversations and found the link, and I went back to it and rewatched it, and then after the video ended, I saw a thing pop. I saw all the recommended videos pop up, and one of them was the White trailer, and I was like, "There's another one." And by the way, this was still at the point... Okay, I didn't know how to pronounce RWBY's title.
Yeah, that was a conundrum for a while.
I did start calling it RWBY very early on, but I want to point out, I had an argument with a friend of mine at Walmart, the one who actually sold me the copy of RWBY on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
I was saying, he's like, I'd like to, but I'm going to pick up this copy of RWBY. You mean RWBY? No, RWBY.
It's called RWBY.
Yeah.
He actually insisted that it was called RWBY.
Can I punch him?
I explained it to him.
It's like, don't fucking pretend you know what you're talking about if you don't even know how to pronounce the fucking name of the show. You even watch the fucking... Oh my god, I'm gonna go into an angry Neko rant. Just no.
Yeah,
no,
he had only
no,
seen the
no.
preview videos, that's all.
Oh, okay. But, so I saw the White trailer, and I was like, oh, cool. And then the black one came out, and then after the yellow... And then a couple of the episodes came out before I ever started really thinking of watching the series, because it wasn't until I saw the Black trailer that I was like, oh, this isn't a game. Well, I saw the White trailer and I was like, I thought that was supposed to be for a game. And then with the third one, I was like, oh, it's not a game, it's a series. Cool. And then after I think the first or second episode, Giga actually posted a video that was a reaction to it, and I was like, "Oh, it started," and that's how I figured out what the series was called, because I couldn't get the letters in the right order when trying to look it up until I saw that video of his. And he even joked about it in the video because he was like, RWBY, or is it RBYW? That screwed with me so much. But after I saw that video, I was like, I might check this out. And then, and this is why I said you didn't... This is why I said you had very little to do with me watching it. Because you partially did, because you and Mason had watched it, or at least up to the point that it was at, and then we went up to NDK. And I started to get a lot more curious about the series when you guys were talking about it, but I was like, oh, I'll watch it eventually. And I did. But the thing is, I procrastinated on it for a while because I was like, I want to really be in the mood to watch something like RWBY. Because I was kind of building up what to expect because, I don't know, because I was going to watch it and see it as an anime. And so I had to kind of get a couple of expectations I usually have for most anime out of the way. Like, I knew it wasn't going to be top-of-the-line animation. But for what the animation is, I thought it was pretty good. A lot better in Volume 2. A lot better.
Except for that scene where Cinder's running on the roof.
Yeah. Oh god. That's like, oh god. Okay.
It's like what someone said to me once. The animation's great when you're not looking at their feet.
Yeah. But the thing is that a lot of people seem to have gotten very disappointed by RWBY because of the lack of fighting in it.
That's stupid.
Yeah, no, the point of the series wasn't to just be fighting and fighting and fighting.
To be fair, that was
would
pretty
all
much
get
all
tired
of
of
Monty
it.
Oum's work previously.
Yeah, but he made all of the trailers, and I think the reason why there was a lot of fighting in the trailers is because it is Monty, and it was basically, okay, this is what people know me for. And I'll give it to them, but I want to do something different too. So he put a story to it.
I remember he originally was working on a story for Dead Fantasy, but he never followed through with it.
He probably didn't get very far with it.
It's kind of a complicated situation.
Yeah, well, from what I understand, Dead Fantasy was something that he would do in free time, and work took up a lot of time. And since RWBY
Well,
was
the
a
man
concept
was able to punch a camera while he slept. I wouldn't be surprised if he worked while he slept.
He punched a camera while he slept?
Oh
yeah.
my god. Okay, Ben. You gotta look up the RT Life where they go to PAX 2012.
This podcast is going to be at least 2 hours 30 minutes. By the way,
Probably.
we have much more to talk about.
I don't know. I think we've covered a good chunk of it. We covered the characters. We covered the story. We covered what we like and don't like about
And
it.
weapons.
And the weapons for the most. Yeah, for the most part.
I didn't name why it was I liked Yang's weapons.
Ember Celica.
I'm not going to remember that anytime soon. I'll attempt to, but it's going to be a while.
I only
man.
remember Crescent
Look, man,
Rose because it's so easy.
Just take it in steps. Remember Crescent Rose.
Crescent Rose I can remember.
You know what the hardest one for me to remember was? Weiss's weapon. It's Myrtanaster. Myrtanaster.
Dust Rapier.
God. Yeah, basically.
That's what I think of it as.
Yeah.
No, actually it was Blake's. Hers is Gamble Shroud.
That I could remember. By the way, I wanted to point out, I noticed her little after image thing pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Her shadow.
I'm going to call it the after image, because that's basically what
called-
it was.
Then
You
call it. I don't care if that's what it was. It's called Shadow.
I'm
Yeah.
in RWBY?
Yes!
No, her semblance is called Shadow. It's not your name.
Yes, it is.
Shadow is your name, but Shadow is not. Your name is not her semblance name. Her semblance name is Shadow, but she's not referring to the person Shadow. It is referring to the. What the fuck is Shadow?
I'm pretty sure a shadow is the thing that appears beside you in the sunlight.
Well, I know, but what would you give a name for it? Like as a material name?
It's the lack of light.
That is what it is.
Okay, we are referring to the lack of light. We are not talking about the person. It is her semblance is lack of light.
I did like that they kind of clarified, though, that it wasn't just her moving quickly, like, again, referring to Dragon Ball's after image, which is just ridiculously fast movement, essentially. It actually is something solid, and she was able to use dust to put it into different forms.
Yeah, I thought that was actually pretty cool.
They've actually stated that semblances can evolve.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. And the hint for that was Blake being able to use dust with her semblance. That was an evolution. Mm-hmm. It's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
And, again, the reason why I liked Yang's weapon.
It's a shotgun gauntlet.
Yeah. I don't think either of you guys have ever seen me fight. When I am in a fight, I am kind of a bruiser kind of person. I move quickly and I use my fists a lot. I don't do a whole lot of kicking. I don't do a lot of.
Yeah, okay, I get it.
I've never been in a fight, so I don't know what I would be like. But if I did get in a fight, I would assume I'm the type that tries to get behind you.
Okay.
And grab you by the neck. That's probably the type of person I am.
I have very surprisingly never been in a fight.
Like, I've had to subdue people before who were about to fight for stupid fucking reasons, where it's like, I got behind the dude, fucking wrapped my arm around his neck, punched him in the back, and then kicked him in the back of the knee, and he was down. But, you know, for the most part, I think if I were to get in a fight, I'd be the type to try and end it as quickly as I could.
One thing I should also point out, the whole concept of fist fighting for me, it's not just because that's what I was fighting like, because that's what was available to me were my fists. I wouldn't do well with weapons. Fist fighting is pretty much the only thing that feels comfortable to me. Like, no form of sword, gun, anything like that feels comfortable, just my fists.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I like
guns. Yeah. I like blades.
Hey, you got your gun in my blade.
No, you got your blade in...
You got your blade in my gun. And thus RWBY was born.
Oh, God.
Wow, that's one way of explaining the show.
We forgot to address one thing that we said we would address early on.
What?
The food fight.
Oh, my God.
I want that food fight.
Yeah.
As I said, it's the second best one I've seen in any anime.
It's not my favorite episode, but it is fucking amazing. It's the... Oh, my God.
I'm queen of the castle.
Oh, God.
I'm queen of the castle. Justice will be swift.
Justice will be painful. It will be delicious.
Oh my God, I fucking loved seeing that at RTX. Everyone just freaking went crazy when that shit happened.
Although the funny thing is, I knew something was going to go down right after I saw Weiss get hit with the pie, and I was like, okay, that's a
and
really
then John hitting the
cheesy
window.
thing. Yeah, John hitting the window, I was just like, oh, this is going to be good. I do think that's funny, though, just like,
Hello?
Yeah.
I remember seeing that as he was like, what, was that John?
Yep.
My immediate reaction was, oh, poor John.
Yeah, and then the cherry on top of everything was just the two of them staying there, and then Sun going, I love these guys. Which, for some reason, the first thing everyone I've shown that clip to ever always asks, how did he not get hit? And I'm like, that's the first thing you think.
I didn't even notice that till you pointed out just now.
Yeah, Sun wasn't hit at all.
Right? But the funny thing is, everyone I've ever shown it to, they're like, how did he not get hit? I'm like,
okay. My biggest gripe with the food fight is RWBY uses that awesome speed torpedo thing and never uses it again.
oh, yeah.
Let me get this straight, RWBY. You just fought without your weapon and kicked ass.
She had
But
a
she
weapon. If I recall correctly, it was a large piece of bread.
No.
No, she used she was on a tray.
No, Ven, I'm talking about, like, at the end, when she just uses her
Yeah.
speed
Oh,
semblance
yeah.
and then does the tornado.
Yeah.
She didn't have a weapon.
True, and that's the thing where I was kind of confused as well about the whole she can't fight without her weapon thing. It's like, she does have her insane speed, which in and of itself, if not a weapon, could be a very valuable means of escape.
Yeah.
Well, think of it. They explained it in episode 10. Their semblances are the manifest, like a fuck, how'd they word it in the Aura episode of World of Remnant? Because Aura is the manifestation of the soul, whereas semblance is something of your aura. It's a more fuck, hold on a second. I'm gonna go look at YouTube videos.
All right.
Real quick. Hold on a second.
We should wrap this up soon because we're hitting the 2-hour mark.
I know.
And after we're done recording, I do want to talk for a bit, too.
Yeah, I can talk for a bit.
Yeah. I'll talk for a little bit, but I'm like fucking drop dead tired right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to be up till 7 in the morning.
I'm
No.
going to be up until whenever the fuck I wake up. I mean, go to sleep.
Where the fuck? Are you kidding me? It's not on YouTube?
Although earlier I, like, cracked my neck and it, like, popped everywhere. And then I cracked my back. And I sat back and I was like, okay, I'm going to be dizzy soon.
Okay.
Well, that's what was supposed to come out of my mouth. What
Okay.
came out was...
Go on.
So, after popping my neck and my back, I just sat back, and I was supposed to say that I'm going to be dizzy soon, and what came out was, well, I'm going to be dizzy soon.
Fish.
And I was like, and then after I regained composure, I was like, well,
All right.
the dizziness sat in faster than I thought.
Ven, you love symbolism.
Yes.
Now, remember in the last episode where I said RWBY has a shit ton of it? The majority of it is in semblances. Here's what the description says on the wiki. Semblance is the manifestation of one's innate and personal power as an ability unique to each individual, with the effects varying greatly from user to user. The nature of one's semblance is noted as representing an aspect of their character. However, a person's semblance can be similar to the semblances of their parents. According to Aura, semblance is a more tangible projection of one's aura. That's the word I was looking for, tangible. So, examples. RWBY's semblance is speed. You said it's a good tool for escape. Remember, RWBY's mother is dead.
Mm-hmm.
Now, put yourself in RWBY's shoes. Would you want to face that head on?
I couldn't really relate, but I doubt I would.
What would you want to do?
I see.
You'd want to run away. Speed. RWBY's semblance is speed because she wants to run away from the grief of losing her mother. This is just theories.
Yeah.
Yang's semblance is fire for obvious reasons. we don't need to. By the way, that was my favorite episode of the season, second to the dancing episode. Because freaking Yang semblance just like, what the fuck? That was awesome. Blake's semblance is shadow. She said it herself. She's been running away all her life. She leaves behind a copy to take a hit for her while she runs.
Hey, I gotta go off and do something real quick, so I'm gonna mute my mic and I'll be back in a sec.
Okay. Weiss's semblance is glyphs because she's a very complex individual. And, fuck, what's some more semblance? Pyrrha's semblance is polarity. She feels that she's very lonely, so obviously she would want to draw people in. You know, like a magnet. She would want to be a people person.
Makes sense.
She wanted to have friends. Jean's we don't fucking know yet.
Which I think is going to be probably one of the biggest reveals of the series.
I wanted it to be in Volume 2 so badly, just so that I could freaking master the cosplay, but it's like, god damn it, I can't do anything.
Well, you mastered him as he was when you saw him.
This is true. Who else is okay. Glinda Goodwich's telekinesis semblance. I have no idea. I have no theory for that one.
To be fair, we know very little about her.
This is true. Who else's semblances do we know about? Oh, Sun's is astral projection.
I'm back.
Yeah, I have no idea. Like, outside of Team RWBY and Pyrrha, I have no fucking clue. But you can see the symbolism, right? Yeah, I fucking love symbolism.
I like it when it's handled well, like in RWBY.
Yeah. It's handled very well in RWBY.
You know, I think a huge problem that people have with RWBY is that a lot of people... Okay, my train of thought kicked me off again.
And
I was going
awkward
somewhere.
silence.
I swear to God, I was going somewhere with this.
I'm trying to think of who else's semblances we've been introduced to. Not many, actually. That bothers me a bit. That bothers me greatly now that I think about it. Why haven't we been introduced to more semblances? You're willing to introduce more characters but not semblances?
One season.
2 seasons.
2 seasons of 10 episodes. Of 10-minute episodes.
Okay, the first season was 16 episodes, but it might as well have been 12 because of the length of some of them.
Yeah.
Some of them were like 4 minutes in length. I was like, what?
Yeah, that's why. Okay, the first time I watched RWBY, I watched it all the way through as like a movie.
Same.
Yeah.
I did not actually watch it through
You didn't watch it
Rooster
episodically.
Teeth or anything like that. I watched it on some random YouTube channel where they just compiled all the clips and uploaded them. However, I've gone back and rewatched it several times on Crunchyroll and stuff like that, so I've made up for that.
Well,
I feel bad when I don't watch something legally, but it happens.
You know what? Fuck it. Who really cares?
I do. Although I keep forgetting to tell people where they can watch shows legally in my reviews.
Usually Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
Usually Crunchyroll, Hulu, you name it.
The problem is in my next review, there's nowhere you can legally watch it, so...
What's your next review?
We'll talk about that off camera.
This is going up before it, because that review goes up on the 18th.
Oh, gotcha.
So yeah.
We'll talk about that later, though.
Oh, a lot of people, this is where I was going. A lot of people who watch RWBY, don't watch it for what it could be. They watch it just...
For what it is at the moment.
Yeah, and while I usually say you should watch something for what it is, RWBY is not that type of thing.
RWBY is a work in progress.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, RWBY is a work in progress and definitely a first of its kind.
Like, people need to keep in mind that RWBY is a mini-series. It's not a full anime. It's not a full show. You gotta watch it with the expectations that it's gonna be just like Red versus Blue.
Yeah,
in
it's like we
terms
said
of presentation.
Yeah, it's like what we said earlier. It's a semi-pro production. It's not completely professional.
It sure as hell doesn't have the
but
budget.
It's not amateur.
Oh, yeah. God, no.
And I will say the voice acting is not the best in the world, but that's okay. You can just watch it and sub. Oh, wait.
Fuck you, Japan.
I do enjoy the voice acting in this, though.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. Make more anime for me.
Now, the thing is, like, a lot of people will bag on the voice acting. It's like, yeah, the voice acting is not the best in the world, but it's a hell of a lot better than a lot of dubs I've seen.
It is a lot better than tons of dubs, now that I think of it. Done by professional companies with professional voice actors. These are people just doing this for fun. It's true they're making money off of it,
I mean,
but...
Yeah, it's their job
it's
and they're
their
making
job.
money, but they are having fun.
They
with
hired
it.
friends, essentially.
Yeah. I believe Monty handpicked everyone who worked on the show.
Yes. Hired friends and fans.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, Crescent Rose is out of its slot.
Oh, no.
No! My RWBY figure. I have to open the box and fix it. Damn it. I don't want to do that right now.
Yeah, let's not do that on recording. But no.
Do that
I
on
think
recording? Okay. Joking. Damn, bitch, I do what I want.
Yeah. Oh God. You know I know that you already know this, Neko. But the Red trailer was made within I think it was 2 weeks.
Yeah, Monty did it all.
In 2 weeks. And originally he didn't even make it with the music. He animated everything, and then they gave him the music, and then he went and I think redid
Yeah,
stuff.
because that was absurdly well synchronized.
Oh yeah.
Ah, man. Can't wait for Volume 3.
Yeah.
Lord knows when it'll come out now, though.
Give them time. They need it.
So, anything else? RWBY related?
It's about all I can think of.
Yeah, if we're staying on the subject of RWBY, that's about all I got. If we could like branch off a bit more, I would, but I don't.
I think we've had a pretty full episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Neko did most of the talking this time, but to
I'm
be fair,
sorry.
he is the one that knows. No, you know the most about it, so you had full right to. Believe me, at some point, all of us will get like full reign on an entire podcast, and the other two will just sit there like, "Wow,
All right.
that is interesting."
we can spare 20 minutes if we want to make this 2.5 hours exactly. Ven, we'll start with Ven. And I know you don't want to go first, but I don't necessarily want to go first right now because I want to give the closing thoughts.
Close.
So Ven, general, general something. General thoughts on RWBY.
It was good. Much better than I expected. Definitely worth the watch. If you want to see some good action and some pretty good characters, give it a watch. It is really worth your time. And it's just getting started. That's the best way I can describe it.
All right. Pros and cons?
I think we've gone over those pretty well throughout. Pros,
Yeah, I just want to generalize for everyone.
good action, good series, good action, good characters. Still lacking a little bit in development as a con, but that's something that can be fixed with time. Animation outside of the action sequences, and as you said, focusing on their feet, subpar. But overall, excellent, really.
All right. Shadow, general thoughts?
All right. I've had about half a year to think about these, so
Just keep it general.
see, okay. RWBY is a very interesting series that I believe its potential is better than the actual series even lets on at this point. I would never in a million years say that I would never in a million years say that I am not happy that I watched RWBY. I am very happy that I watched it. It was a very good series. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun going through it. The symbolism is great. I love, and the thing that I love the most about it is how it was. I'm trying to come up with the words. It's basically one of the reasons why I love RWBY is just because of the fact that it is just something that a person thought of, and it thought of just from a dream, and actually made it into something. I know a lot of people do that, but this, with a lot of other productions, you don't get that feeling. But with RWBY, you get that. Even in the moments that you think could be much better, you don't ever get that feeling that, you always get that feeling that this is what this person saw and wanted it to be. They're giving it all they can. It's kind of hard to sum up my thoughts of it because a lot of it just revolves around the potential for the series.
Okay.
I'm assuming I should go through some pros and cons too.
Yeah.
So, pros would most definitely be the overall, the animation is a pro. Yes, it's not the greatest animation in the world. It's not like Pixar level or anything like Studio Ghibli or something like that, but it's not really fair to compare it to those types of productions.
Yeah.
Now there are some things that like watching their feet, that don't do that. Just watch everything else that's going on. Quite honestly, it's probably more important unless it's someone who is The music is amazing.
Oh yeah, didn't even touch
Oh,
on
yeah.
that. It's
God,
fucking
yes.
amazing.
The RWBY soundtrack is absolutely amazing.
I mean, we touched on it a bit with the canon, but I think we can touch on RWBY if we go with like a topic of anime music.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
like
We've
honestly,
gone. Sorry.
the RWBY soundtrack I like more than quite a few other anime soundtracks. Like, okay, I'm gonna dig through the reviews that I've put up. I like RWBY's soundtrack more than I do. If I'm taking the entire soundtrack into consideration, I like it much more than I like No Game No Life.
Yeah.
No Game No Life has great music, but a lot of the background music is very forgettable. There's not a single time in RWBY, like, yeah, the music's not forgettable in RWBY. Like, you forget what music was playing at what point, but if you were to play the music, like, for example, the music that was playing in the background of the episode where they fought the Nevermore, if you played that song, because that is one long score, if you just played that and sat back, you could probably picture the entire scene in your head.
Yeah.
And Ven, I know that's how you work. You have to listen to the beginning and ending of the shows to remember the series clearly,
Yes,
right?
which is why it kind of bothered me to watch the first season in the movie format because I only heard the opening once.
Okay.
Exactly.
Then, speaking of Volume 1, you watched it in the movie form?
Yes.
You did not watch it in episodic
Correct.
form. You missed a few scenes.
What?
Then. Small. Yep. That bothered me. That's something that bothered me when I watched.
That's actually why I'm okay with the fact that I watched a randomly compiled version of it, because they just took the episodes, cut off the openings and
Yeah.
endings, and then just stuck them together.
They cut out an interaction between John and Ruby. It was brief, like in episode 2 when John and Ruby are talking. It was very brief, but it was there. It was a very awkward interaction between the two. But it really cemented the two characters, and it bothered me that they cut that out and just skipped right to the scene where they're going to the auditorium.
I thought that's the thing. I watched it in its original format before, and I thought I remembered that slightly differently.
There was something missing. I believe it faded to black, and I think they basically just had that interaction that everyone has with someone at some point where they're following each other.
That was in the version that I watched.
It was in the movie?
Specifically, they were just kind of walking along, and they're saying, "Hey, where are we going anyway?" I don't know. I was following you. I was following you.
Yeah, right
Yeah,
after that.
But there's a line right after that.
There's a few lines right after that.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, that's where it cut off, I think.
Yeah, they cut that off.
I don't remember the exact lines because it's been a while since I rewatched that part. But yeah, they cut that off, and it did actually piss me off because I think you put the DVD in, and we started watching it, and I was sitting there and I didn't hear that line, and I was just like, well, what the fuck? I heard that the first time.
Right. So, sorry, we got off track.
Cons would be okay. On another subject with the animation, do not watch their mouths while they're talking.
Sometimes it actually synchronizes surprisingly well, but when it's off, it's really off.
In Volume 1, do not watch their
Yes,
mouths.
that's a good way of putting it.
Partially because and I don't want to put it this way, but it's the only way I can say it. Their skin is so pale that sometimes you can't even tell what their mouth is doing.
That was one of my issues with the series. It's like, okay, there's white, then there's damn!
And in Volume 2, they did get much better at that. But in Volume 1, specifically in Volume 1, watching their mouth while it moves is not a good idea. I would like to see them also develop the main cast a bit more. Like, I mean, I don't mind Team Juniper getting their development, but again, the show is called RWBY, and RWBY is the least developed character because they really haven't done much with her.
May I point out one thing, though? Most of our complaints are things that will be fixed with time, most likely.
Yes, I'm looking at the series as it stands right now. I know there's one more problem I had with RWBY, but I can't remember what it was. I don't know. Well, I guess this is a slight con, but I actually do like the voice acting. But if you're expecting like ace level voice acting, you're not going to get it from RWBY. It's good, but it's not fantastic. There are times where you hear them reading the line and you don't fully believe the character. But overall, the lines are read well. I would say, if I were to tell people to watch it, I would say at least give it a try.
Okay.
Watch the first couple of episodes, partially because they're not very long.
I recommend watching the previews as well first.
And the trailers, because they will give you a decent idea of what you're going to see in the series. And if after that, because I have a rule where you have to watch a show at least 3 episodes in before you can really judge it. And with RWBY, you'd have to watch the first, 5, which you can knock out in about half an hour. But it'll give you a general idea, and if you enjoy it from there, you'll probably like the rest of the series too.
Okay.
Sorry, I ate up a lot of the time there, but I had a lot of thoughts and I want to get them out.
It's fine.
Your opinions, Neko?
Let's see. Generalization, it's a good watch. It really is. The issues, for me personally, make it feel a bit like a grind. Like, they really grind my gears. Like, the fact that the B team is basically the A team and the A team is the B team in terms of characterization and character development. But then kind of opened my eyes a bit about that. So I'll have to rethink that a bit. Storytelling is good. They just need to go a little more in depth with it. Animation is great out inside the battles. Outside it could be better, but it did get better in Volume 2. So overall, I'd say it's an above average show and you need to watch it at least once. And pros and cons, I kind of just went into that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because we all have generally the same thoughts. I think the problem is that Ven went, and then we were like, crap, we have similar ideas of the show, so what the fuck do I say? I'm just going to say what he said, but in different words.
Yeah. I wanted us all to generalize so that we could have time to, pay our respects to Monty a bit.
Yeah.
So, what the hell do we say?
I'm going to try to come from a positive angle.
Okay. Well, I was too. This is kind of a...
I know, it's a bittersweet subject for me, though. Because...
I guess the most we can really say is thank you.
Yeah. Because...
if it weren't for you, we wouldn't be talking about this right now. And if it weren't for you, I wouldn't know what I want. I wanted to become an animator because of Monty. I'm a little late to the party, but...
yeah. Monty opened up a lot of doors for people. Mm-hmm. Like, a lot of them.
Yes, and he also he's kind of helping redefine a genre.
He really is.
Like...
I'm gonna bring up that quote again that I said, I think, in a previous thing. I'm not sure if I put it in there, but if I didn't, I'm gonna. Because the generalization that anime has to come from Japan is kind of becoming a dying fad. Phone, shut the fuck up. I'm sorry.
Mood killer.
I'm sorry. My phone keeps vibrating.
It's fine. Just keep going.
Because I've noticed that is slowly dying out, except for like elitist people, and to them I do point out that quote that Monty has, which was much like many people think Scotch has to be made in Scotland, people think anime has to be made in Japan. Anime is an art just like any other. I'm trying to remember it off the top of my head. Anime is an art, and why should only one country be allowed to make a certain type of art? And that's how I kind of see anime. It's how I've seen it for a while, but to me, anime has kind of a double meaning, and I'm slowly starting to lean toward the one where it's just the animation and the art style. Because when I think of anime, I think of stuff that's like RWBY. And since I want to put out stories and have them animated and make them in an anime format, and hopefully be able to accomplish making them be accepted into the same medium, RWBY is the first show to really get that far. So, I mean, you can say The Last Airbender got that far, but there's a lot of anime fans that will get pissed off if you call Last Airbender anime. But the anime community in general kind of accepted RWBY.
Yeah, surprisingly.
Like, they really accepted it. It was very, very surprising. Like, I was expecting a huge backlash. There was almost none.
Okay. And so Ven, any thoughts, words you want to say about Monty?
I just wish I could have met him.
Yeah.
I wish you all could have met him too. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
I think also a large portion of why the anime community accepted RWBY so much more than the others is because they had a lot of respect for Monty. I knew a lot of people within that community that was more than happy to accept it just because they saw, hey, this is Monty Oum. He made Dead Fantasy, and they've seen all his other work, and it's really good. And they're thinking, you know what? Give the guy a chance.
Yeah.
And he sure as hell made something great.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Thank you, Monty. You've done so much for not just the anime community, not just for the Rooster Teeth fans, but you've done so much for the world. And we're all going to miss you.
Yeah.
Right. I think we should end it here.
Should we do our outro?
Yeah.
Then?
I don't remember what it was.
Do we have one?
We have an outro.
Basically, how we should probably do our outros is, like, if I outro one, like, if I intro, I'll do the outro, and I'll just end it how I would end my own videos, so we'll probably just do it that way.
It would be me outroing then?
If you want to. I can do it if you don't want to.
It's alright, I'll do it. Alright. Well, this was our RWBY / Monty Oum Memorial Podcast. A week late from when we wanted it to, but I'm glad we're getting it out. Hopefully, if the universe is on our side, there will be no problems with the editing process.
There shouldn't be. I've had my audio open and have been watching it record the entire time.
Same here. I've been like clicking in and out of it.
Same.
I haven't clicked off of it.
All right. I am... What the fuck was my name again? Okota?
Okota, yes.
I'm Okota Neko.
I am Shadow.
And I'm Wentus.
And we're signing off. Thanks for listening. Thank you, Monty, for everything. And stop.